Okay, I'm back. It is now 9 o'clock, oh joy, p.m. I've been up since, well, I was up before 4 o'clock this morning. I was just starting to fall asleep, but I was thinking about how odd it was for an Uber dude to come to my freaking door and how she was guarding it. Anyway, and then my son, Brooks, phoned me like an idiot. So I turned off the phone, and I wasn't going back to sleep. So I've been up since 4 o'clock this morning. I got in here just a little after 6, because I wanted to come in earlier, but I couldn't because I didn't want to rattle around and have things crashing and bumbling. Plus, with no outside light, it's hard on me, right? But I did. I came in here about 6:37. And I've been going in and out all day. I did accomplish something. There's a bit of hum in here. Just hum. But I got a long way to go, people. A long freaking way to go. Now, I want your opinion, if you don't mind, for the ones who don't mind commenting. What are your thoughts on this situation? First of all, do you think I'm faking the funk? Faking the funk, faking the funk. Do you think I'm faking the funk here? Like, does this look like I've set the stage with a whole bunch of freaking props to fake the funk? Okay, I didn't think so. I didn't think you thought I did. I mean, that's desperate. For 2 more views on YouTube, I don't think I'd go to that extreme. Just remember, this is better than Z Nation. All right, so in the meantime, what are your thoughts on the behavior that you're seeing through the actions of this individual? Because when I was sitting by my desk and she came out and started railing on me about crabs being $7 a can, and I have a lot of crabs, and I'm like, yeah, well, I'm at the end of my shop. I don't need to shop anymore, obviously, right? Very little, right? So I just thought I'd go for the grand finale and spruce it up a bit and, make life interesting over the next couple of years, right? You could do crab dip, you could do sushi, you could do with the salad or whatever, right? You know what I mean? And, I was wanting to hunker down and pay bills and bring my food budget to that $40 a month, but I don't think so. Maybe $150, $200. That would be an ideal. That would be an ideal grocery shop. Now, I guess I should put the date on this and what part we're in. So it's April 22nd. This is the 3rd video of the day. Is the 22nd or the 23rd? I think it's the 23rd. April 23rd. It's Wednesday. It's the 3rd video of the day. I started early in the morning and I've got 1 converting. So by the time I'm done, it should be done converting. I'm going to upload it and eat and I'm going to pass out. I'm going to get up in the morning. And then because I will probably get up anywhere between 2 to 5 maybe, depending, unless I'm really tired, so it's hard to say, right? Like, I'm going to eat. It's already 9, so by the time I eat and lay down, it will be 11, so I might sleep until 4 or 5 or 6, or I might end up sleeping until 10. I don't know. My body will let me know, right? But once I get up, the first thing I'm going to tackle is dishes. That's obviously a big one, right? Because, they're piling up. I'm not going to worry about laundry because I got to come in here, right? But I am definitely going to wash those 4 1-gallon jars, wash them, and so they can dry as I'm back in here tomorrow, no matter what. I don't care if it kills me. I have to, right? Even just for a few hours after I'm done the dishes and everything. So that, eventually when they're dry, air dried, I can fill them up with the amaranth. And I'm going to put them in those 2 empty spots over there where I pulled out the apples. And then once I close that, then I have a platform to put hopefully a full case of canning jars of the same thing in terms of beef that was canned on a specific day. 12 jars. I don't have too many cases like that because of what's happened. So I got my day planned out, and then of course I'm going to pick away at it, right? More, I'm going to work now more in this area and go through those jars more and organize, right? As best as I can. Because I am, people, I don't care, fuck you, okay? I'm calling the fucking cops on you. I don't expect them to get my goods back. They probably won't even charge you because you're a master of manipulation, and I'm sure you'll convince them that you didn't steal anything, and that I'm just some blind old bat that doesn't know what they're talking about, and that I don't know, and you'll get away with it. Honest to God. But if I don't stand up for myself and my family and at least make an effort to shut your little side gig down, then that doesn't say much about me, right? You know what I'm saying? So I'm not afraid of you, Rhea, although I am concerned about you with maybe picking up with some gang stalking activities and bringing in your goons because you're not going to like the heat that's going to come your way because of your actions, not because of my actions, but because of your actions, because obviously you don't like to take responsibility for your shit. Because if you took responsibility for your shit, you wouldn't have done this shit. So people, why do you think she did this shit the way she did it? Do you think she scattered the jars around as a smokescreen to distract me away from really finding out what she stole? Is taking longer to find it out than, I don't know, or do you think she's bonkers and just like there's just something mentally retarded about her where she just, I don't know, or do you think she was being spiteful and jealous because she told me when she was here doing the trunk that when she got, you know, she got evicted from her house at one point, was in the shelter for, 4 months, 3 months, I don't know how many months with her kids, bouncing from shelter to shelter with their shit in storage. Because, you know, we're having a housing crisis, right? And landlords are reno-evicting, and, you know, look what my landlord is doing. So, you know, it's not that she was, quote-unquote, doing anything wrong. It's just, you know, I'm facing that. So I'm not casting judgment there, but the point is, she said that she had to give up some of her food when she lost her house. And, you know, she came in here and she, I wish I had this, because when I lost my house, I had to lose, you know, I lost a lot of my food, lard or something, I don't know, she mentioned something. Do you think that she did what she did because she was jealous that I had what I had and she wanted to hurt me by being vindictive? Because what she did was very, very vindictive. And then when she came out and stood in front of me as I was sitting at my desk, she had an air, you know, an attitude, right? A persona of being kind of hostile. You know, you have a lot of crab. Crab is like $7 a can. How dare you? How dare you have so much crab? And yeah, and you have a lot of corned beef too. And I looked at her and I'm like, well, how would you fucking know? I didn't say fucking, but how would you know I have a lot of corned beef? Like, what gave you that indication? There's nothing in here to show that I have a lot of corned beef, unless, of course, you were poking around. But at that time, I didn't know that, but she was kind of haughty about it. Haughty. Like, how dare you? Like, who do you think you are to have all this shit, you know? But little did I know that she had robbed me blind and couldn't get out of the house fast enough. But before she left, she made sure that she guarded the freaking goods. And who knows what would have happened if I started walking towards the door to go past her. I mean, she would have started some sort of stupid conversation, moved her body right in front of me, and played it off like, you know, she would have, oh, well, you know, let's go in the kitchen and, you know, and blah and blah, and to get me away from the trunk and to see what the hell was going on the front porch. That's why she was standing there guarding it, right, people? And it's, like I said, it's really unusual that this Uber guy came right up to my freaking door. And then all of a sudden, they're going on about, well, you know, did you cancel? Yeah, I did. I canceled. Are you going to take? Yeah, I am. So it's almost like it was a script, just in case I showed up to explain why that dude was at my door. Now, I could be imagining it because obviously I'm hypersensitive here. But why? Why come in here and mix up the jars to the degree that she did? Do you think she's trying to cover her tracks with look, I put in a good long day, okay? I'm not going to do much more because I'm exhausted, right? And I already got my freaking early wee hours of the morning planned out in terms of washing dishes, oh joy, and yada yada, to only come back here and struggle with this shit. So, but I'm trying to understand the behavior in terms of, like, she did it with malicious intent. Like, I don't think that's her disability. And if she wants to use that as her disability, then she's weak. And she's a con artist. You can't justify a crime because you have a disability. Right? Well, it was my disability that made me steal all her shit and fucking trash her shit and mix it all up and, oh, blame it on the disability. Like, do you honestly think that's what we're dealing with here? I don't. Because, like I said, she came out fucking haughty. Oh, crab is so expensive. $7 a can, and you've got so much crab. Okay. And then she started rattling on about stupid corned beef. Well, again, how would you know? Oh, well, you know, I seen okay. The point is, I haven't found all my canning goods yet. I'd be very surprised if I find my home canned sockeye salmon. What if I don't? Then that means she took it. Is that why she scattered all the shit? To buy time? Knowing that it would take me a while to find it? And the longer it goes, the less apt that I could call the police on her? Because did she honestly... These are questions from my YouTube friends, my girlfriends, my homies, right? To help maybe figure it out. Because did she think she was not going to get caught? Or did she want to get caught? Because she came out fucking haughty, as if she had a right to do this. The only thing is, I didn't know at that time what she was doing. But she was also getting more aggressive with me even before this happened, in terms of, I mean, obviously I outreached to her because I'm in a dilemma with what's going on with my son and my landlord and whatever, and I need a new house, different environment, start fresh, build around Amari and his needs, right? You know, prepare for my needs, right? You know what I'm saying? It was just a question. What would you think about sharing a place with me? You got your kids living in a basement suite, you know, right? I'm here. I need to make a break. Maybe if we partner up, we can get a better house, a better kitchen. I can actually get a functioning laundry room, right? You know, I can build Amari's living space in an open room with the queen size, maybe even a king size mattress on the floor with the bean bags. You've heard me talk about these things before. It's not going to happen in this house, right? And I know what it's like living in a basement suite, so why wouldn't she want to share a house with me if she could put her kids in a better environment? So it was just a question, just exploring my options. But, and being that she, has been around for quite a few years, and I'm watching her kids every 2 weeks, like, twice a month or whatever, right? You know what I mean? It didn't hurt to ask. You know what they say. It never hurts to ask, right? But as time was going by, and we were talking about, well, I need to sell my clothes, and, and this and that, and she was kind of taking control of my destiny. Not that I didn't tell her what I wanted, because, well, what do you want to sell? Well, I don't want to sell. She wanted me to give her my fabric to one degree or another, obviously not give it all to her. But as soon as I suggested moving into a house with her so that I could keep my fabric, then all of a sudden she kind of laid claim on it in a roundabout kind of way. And this is what I mean, like she was getting more determined and aggressive, like she was taking control of the situation. But not for the right reasons. And I could feel it, right? So when I say she came to me and was aggressive and haughty, she was haughty. Crab is expensive. $7 a can. Like, you got a lot of crab. Like, how dare you, bitch? What makes you think you can have all that crab? That kind of attitude, right? And then she started going on about stupid corned beef. And I had to justify myself with her. And then she kind of fucking challenged me because I wanted to go. I wanted to go towards the front door, but she came in front of me. So I'm going towards the front door, ready to cross through the door frame, but all of a sudden she's right in front of me, and she's challenging me on, well, you must continue to buy, right? Things, right? Over and over and over again. Because I was telling her how I had to buy the amaranth because I couldn't find the amaranth. She says, well, that's what you must do all the time. I don't think, obviously it was on her mind, because I buy in multiples, but I have a large family, even though they're dispersed, right? In terms of long-term emergency prep compared to the daily use of things. Like, there's 3 levels of prepping. Anyway, she didn't want me to go to the front door, so she kind of stood in front of me and then started confronting me on buying in multiples over and over and over again, even though I don't need it per se. And I'm like, no, that's not what I do. Once I get to a level where I think I'm happy with it, where I think my family, not me, but my family, but of course me first, and then whatever's left over, which is everything, as if I'm going to, right? It can be spaced out over a year or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, depending on what it is, right? Or even longer for that matter, depending on what it is, right? But once in a while, I'll take a shortcut. I said, like, in all my years of doing this, there's only been like 3 times maybe out of everything where I've had to buy to fill the gap because, I don't know where the amaranth is. Now I know where the amaranth is. And I'll have more amaranth over there. And I won't buy for a very long time. But I had to buy the amaranth more recently because I just don't have the energy or the inclination or time to be running around trying to dig out amaranth when it's just easier for me to buy it. And it's not like I'm wasting my money because that's a grain, it's a seed really, where it doesn't go bad if you preserve it in a jar and long term in a cool dark place, right? It can last for 25 years for crying out loud, So I'm not doing anything bad. It's just I couldn't wait 4 months looking for it. It could have been upstairs, could have been downstairs. I don't know, because I haven't been downstairs since October, and that's something that I want to give Amari. And I still can't even cook the amaranth because I'm too busy with this stupid shit. But at least I have it. And before I start cooking with it, I brought out an older jar. I don't know where it is. Hopefully over there. If not, it's over here. See, I already lost the jar. As I put the newer jars away. And that's what I told her. Like, once I get to where I want to be, like that ham, I really had no desire, or even sockeye salmon. That's why I went on to crab and shrimp, because that was the end. That was the grand finale, right? But now with her robbing my ham, robbing, I'm sure, sockeye salmon in a can, as well as quite possibly my home canned goods that I can myself, because I haven't come across not one jar yet that says sockeye salmon that I canned myself. Nope. Might be over there. I don't know, people. Right? And I did. After all this shenanigans, I went off and I bought 10 cans from Walmart of sockeye salmon, clover leaf, as I was ordering 10 cans times 4 times, 5 times of that sockeye salmon that was supposed to be on sale, but Walmart never even gave me not even 1 can. So, why the hell are you advertising it on sale if you're not sending it to the customer when they purchase it? Instead, they either canceled the orders or they refunded me the order. So I have to wait to see what happens with that. And that's why I ordered the 10 sockeye, because I wasn't getting it, right? So I thought, fuck it, I'll just get the 10 sockeye and at least that will get me started. But I ain't sweating it. It's something that I can work on over the next quote-unquote year. Because I have that in other places. It's not just in here. And some of it is old school stuff, which I always planned to get to anyway. It was just nice to know I had the backup here, but I honestly do believe that she found a box or two. Because it was in the room. And I haven't come across except for one. And that's over there. And I don't know if that's the more recent one over the last year or if that was 2 years ago. The point is there should be more than what's in here, and I haven't found it. And nor have I found not even 1 jar of home canned sockeye salmon yet. And we know I did it because I did the video. Right? So yeah, she was haughty with me. You know, it was like, you're a naughty girl for doing what you did, Judy, and how dare you? You know, where do you get off on doing that shit? Well, you must do that. And she's not letting me pass. She's right in front of the fucking door frame. So I couldn't get into the hall and go to the front door. So I'm saying she was guarding the shit. What made her do that? What made her think that she'd get away with it and not get caught? Or did she want to get caught, knowing that nothing would come of it because the cops won't be able to prove that she did it? So therefore, she doesn't give a shit. And it's obvious she didn't value anything from me. Whether, I can't really say she was my friend because I have a son as old as her. And, I was more like a mother to her kids, like Tisha, just a babysitter on call, right? And I gave her lots of shit. Now, yeah, she helped me out a bit with the courts and stuff, but in comparison, I would say I gave her more than what she gave me. Not that it's a competition, right? But, like, she threw it away. She threw it away. What little she had from me, she threw it away. And I feel like she was being malicious about it. And she didn't care about the consequences. Maybe she thought I liked to be abused. Because, like I said, she got a little aggressive and a little haughty with me. She was building up with it. Well, you can't do this. No, we're keeping that. And I want that. And, right? You know, she was taking control. And then she told me that she has no problem taking strays under her wing. Because when I was talking about, like, you know, maybe sharing a place, I told her I don't want to be a burden, though. Like, you do realize I'm going blinder and blinder and blinder, and there might come a time when, and I don't want to be a burden to you any more than Amari be a burden to you, because you've got your own kids, right? So that's when I suggested having people come in through those programs, to the healthcare system, where there'd be support systems for my situation and Amari's situation, so that it didn't all fall on her shoulders, right? But just through that process, she started taking control and started telling me that, oh no, you're not getting rid of this. No, we're keeping that. I want that. You gotta give me that. That's what I want. And then she just got she was just getting, like, I don't know, cocky and haughty. You know, like, whatever. She didn't care. She threw it away. Whatever. Was it worth it? Like, what did she gain from it? A bad rep? Does she expect people just not to talk about it? Does she expect me not to talk about it? Because, you know, God forbid if she starts retaliating and gang stalking me, you know, what, a 40-year-old woman gang stalking a 63-year-old blind woman with disabled grandchild, worse than her disabled kids? At least her kids can run around and move and do stuff like that. Not like Amari. It's completely different. Completely different situation. You know? Right? Because you know she's going to get mad if I call the cops on her. But she's left me no choice. Absolutely none. I have to. It's my duty. For various reasons. I don't expect much from it, but at least it's documented in an official sense. I think that's important. But it scares me because clearly the girl is unstable. This is wonker shit that I'm dealing with, people. Okay? Like, completely wonker shit. So anyway, why do you think she scattered the jars to the degree that she did? Is she wonkers? Or did she have a motive to, well, obviously cover her tracks? I'm sure that plays a role. But to what depth? Is she trying to hide the fact that she stole the sockeye salmon that I canned? And maybe some jars of beef? Being that beef is so expensive, I'm finding one jar from a specific date, but nothing else anywhere else yet. But then I haven't been over there yet, so I don't know. I still might find. But maybe she did walk off with a few cases of jars, with the sockeye salmon being expensive and with the beef being expensive. Because she likes to go for expensive things because she thinks she's got freaking class. But you got no class. And that's why I'm calling the cops. Because you deserve what you got. In terms of when they come knocking on your door. Asking you where the goods are. And we all know you're going to lie and say, oh no, Judy doesn't know what she's talking about. And I'm going to tell the cops, well, if that's the case, you know, go watch my videos. I documented it. You don't have to listen to it all, but whatever. This is not a freaking movie scene. Okay, this is not props. This is real life. So, and she's got absolutely no opportunity left with me. Absolutely nothing. And I feel sorry for anyone that lets her in their house. But you see, that's the thing. She's very good at befriending you. She's very good at telling you what you want to hear. She's very good at, oh, woe is me, I'm a single mom, I have nobody to help me with childcare, yada yada. One way or another, she's going to manipulate you to be her friend and help her. Yeah. As she offers a smidgen of help in return, as she's plotting and fucking scheming to do this shit. And she did it with malice. But what provoked her to scatter all this the way she did it? Was she jealous? Was it jealousy that fueled it? I can't can. I want to know how to can, but I can't. Judy has too much, like she has too much corned beef. Fuck Judy. I'm going to fuck her over. But yet, like, did she really expect me not to notice? Do you think she really expected me not to notice? Anyway, that's a question I'd like answered from a couple of people in terms of what they're thinking about this situation. And that's why I'm showing you on the fly exactly what I'm up against. Like, this is just too off the hook. I mean, this is something that you'd read in a book as a fantasy story, or like, right? Or you'd watch a movie, you know what I'm saying? But to go through it, like, whoa, this is stupid. But that's okay. I'm taking out more stuff, I'm okay with becoming a hobo, right? I took out some hat boxes. I just gave Andre a beautiful bowl. I told him to put it underneath the drum set. There's another bowl over here, which I actually need to take out. Where is it? Oh, it's already gone that way. I don't know where it is. Yeah, look at this bowl. It's not real, what is that? Crystal china? China crystal? China crystal. It's not real, I don't think. I don't think it is. It was really popular back in the day, eh? This is a bowl, by the way. It probably has, yeah, a silver rim. So if I took silver cleaner on that, I'm sure it would come out really, really nice. From what I can tell here. Oh, what am I going to do with it? I'll just hand it to Andre and I guess we'll sell it. Try to. I don't know. So I am taking things out of my room. I don't know where to put it, but whatever. I'm dealing with it. At least things are moving. Slowly but surely. I don't know. Rio went... Instead of easing the wheel, she just... Talk about cranking the wheel, eh? Yeah. More like running into a totem pole. Smashed up the wheel. Okay, so answer the question if you think you might know why she did what she did. Why did she come back in to steal? Why did she think she wasn't going to get caught? And if she thought that she would, why didn't she care about it? Why did she mix up the jars the way she did? Right? Why did she go from spot to spot to spot to spot to spot to spot, other than that's her style? And she's done it multiple times in the past, never got caught, and just didn't stop to think about the consequences, because why didn't she care? Because clearly she knew what she did, because she prevented me from going to the front door to maybe lift up the lid or anything. She was guarding it. And just as I was walking that way, she stood in front of me and she started asking me about, well, you must buy all the time and just keep on buying. And I'm like, no, that's not true. You know, very seldom. Once I get to where I feel okay with it, I just stop. And then I build up on something else. Unfortunately, you know, with what my son did, it put a monkey wrench in everything downstairs. So, you know, I know there's amaranth somewhere downstairs, upstairs, but with all the stress and everything, I just couldn't wait to find it. So I broke down and I bought an extra 25 pounds of amaranth, organic. But I also knew that once I jarred it up, it could sit for 25 years. So it wasn't like I was squandering my money, okay? I just wanted it so that I could start using it for Amari, because he's not putting on the weight the way I'd like him to put on the weight, like, and we're feeding him all the time. So, you know, I don't got time for this, Rhea. I really don't. You know, like, you're fucked. You're a fucked up human being. You're taking time away that I should be focusing on Amari, okay? Making me going around in circles in here like a chicken without my head on, putting a puzzle together with 1,000 freaking pieces, blind as a bat. Yeah, okay. Yeah. And for what? Fabric? Chocolate chips? Freaking yeast? Some canned ham? Sockeye salmon? And whatever else you took? Stupid bitch. Yeah. Okay, so you know what? I know it's going on 9:45. I think I should just be smart. Turn off the light. If you notice how nice and calm I am. Because it's getting there. It's nice. It's getting nice. And I think she stole some jackets. I do. And then tomorrow, like I said, I'm going to do dishes. I'm going to wash the 4 1-gallon jars, so that hopefully by tomorrow night I can fill them up with the amaranth. And at least, well, yeah, I'd put 2 of them away. Because the other ones, after I use the 1 jar that I brought out, are right there. So before I'd use the 2025, I'd use those ones. I just didn't know where they were. Now I know. And I took 1 jar out, and it's kicking around here somewhere. But I don't have time to do anything with it right now. So I'm just going to work on this for I'll be working on this for a while. It would be more than a few more days. But I'm going to work pretty steady for at least a few more days. Right? Just to get a handle on it. Because it's nuts in here, people. This is nuts. And after I'm all said and done with these jars, I'll get a better feel for if she walked off with a whole case of beef, or if she walked off with a whole case of chicken, minus 1 jar because of the airhead that she is. I only need 1 jar to look up the date on YouTube to find out how many jars I canned. To find out how much money I spent to can those jars when it came to beef, because I normally talk about, you know, oh, I spent $300. This is how many jars I got. You divide it by this, and this is what it costs compared to if you were to buy it already manufactured in a can, which if you're buying beef, you know, there's no comparison. Okay, this is the best of the best. I'd choose this any day over corned beef or those meatballs in that can. And I'm looking so forward to just, you know, greasing after it's all said and done and put away and easy to get to. So yeah, I'm going to call it a day. What I should do is, no, I'm going to leave this. I've got the one video converting over. I'll try and get that uploaded onto YouTube tonight. And I'm not even worrying about BitChute right now because these are large video, like large files. You're only allowed 2 gigabytes, well, less than 2 gigabytes on BitChute. And that means I convert the video over, then I have to convert it, the video as a MOV over again. And sometimes I have to do it a third time just to be able to upload it onto BitChute. And they've shadow banned me where I get 2 views or 4 views, or if I'm lucky, 10 views now. Oh, fuck off, man. Whatever. I'm behind on BitChute. I'll get to it when I have time. Because right now I'm running my computers hard on this crap. And she would poking up there with the cans too. Yeah. I'm poking all over the place in here. Yeah. So why? Why? Why did she shoot herself in the foot? Do you think she honestly thought she was going to get away with it and me not ever say anything about it? Or do you think that if I did say something about it, she could just blow it off like it was nothing, and that I would just stop talking about it and accept what she had to say as face value and believe her lie? Is that what she was thinking? Or she just didn't give a shit? Or maybe she thought I like being abused. Being that so many people abuse me in one way or another. So she was just getting with the format. Because like I said, she was getting kind of possessive and bossy. And then she got haughty. Whatever. Alright, so I'm going to leave that with you. Any ideas? Maybe something I haven't thought about? That'd be great. Because this is weird. Like seriously, this is like seriously weird. But I figure I'm a third done. 1/3. In terms of like nicely organized. Where it's getting to that hum. Okay, so now it's the next day, right? What is it? The 24th of April of 2025. You know when there's drama, and then all of a sudden you start getting all these drama queens with a few kings in there? Well, it's interesting how the trolls are coming back with stupid comments that my quote-unquote bedroom, which honestly, when you live in a yard for 14 years, putting in long hours like a mule, with a whip on your back, you really don't have a bedroom. So why don't we just consider that to be a storage room, which is being turned over to a pantry. Okay? So I'm wasting my time by mucking around with food. Okay. Speaking of food, do you see this? That was in that box that that bitch used as a means to plug up a hole that she robbed me of meat. Okay, because she went with the most expensive stuff. Now, whether she was packing that up and she was going to take it for herself and maybe throw something else in there, or maybe she ran out of time, I don't know. All I know is I'm thinking about where she got this, because when I bought these, again, I would have bought in 10 at a time. All right? In multiples. Now, I have a pretty good idea where these are, but I'd have to get back up on that bunk bed and go to the other side of it, further to the back, and take a boo, which I haven't done yet. And if that's where she got this from, and because she likes to raid boxes, oh my God, people. She may have taken Andre's chocolate milk, right? Because I just bought that a couple, 2-3 months ago on sale. And I had a box that way. I don't leave them out, quote unquote, per se, because, you know, otherwise Andre will just go through them like water. So where she found the two that she did and stuck there, wherever, on that box with this other miscellaneous dinner making paraphernalia that she put in that box for herself, I suppose. You know, between this and that chocolate milk, it kind of makes me think she was in that corner. So I'm going to have to get into that corner like ASAP. And it'll be another one of those Kinder surprises, because we're not going to know what we get until we get there. Right? Now, I am going to call the police, and I'm going to see what they say. Because you're looking at $2,000 to $3,000 worth of stuff. Whether it's food, fabric, clothes, vintage jewelry, and I think she was starting to poke around. I'll show you later. Up over there where I have some of my sewing stuff. Like, this girl was on a roll. Okay? Because when I went to the front door and I was doing some stuff down there, I came, and I'll show you that later, a strand of beads, although those strand of beads, I'm pretty sure came from my room, because they're a full strand. As a matter of fact, let me go get them, and I'll show you. Okay, so this, do you see this? It's one complete strand. Okay? Together. Guess where that was? By my front door, where she was standing, guarding that stuff. Do you see what's going on here? That's what I mean. She got into my jewelry, my vintage jewelry. She was playing with it, plotting and scheming. Okay? So, food, fabric, clothes, vintage jewelry. Well, that's what I know of so far. And I'm putting it between $2,000 to $4,000 of theft. So, for anyone that thinks that's a joke, just shows you how retarded people are. Right? So, really, the only thing that I need to do over the next little while, however long, is just make it so that the cops can come into my quote-unquote pantry / storage room. I haven't used it as a bedroom pretty much since I moved into this house, because when spring came, I was a mule in the yard. Okay? A whole lot of lost opportunity there. Didn't sew 14 years, basically. a little here, a little there in the first initial couple of years, but the deeper I got into the yard, the harder the work got in the yard, the more that was expected of me. Yeah, right. Sure. Anyway, so I'm just not going to get all bent out of shape with it in terms of I washed the 1-size gallon jars. They're drying right now. And I'm just trying to figure out where I'm going to put them and then what I'm going to do after that as I continue to work on sorting out canning jars. And then I'm going to make a path back to the bed. But I'm going to take a quick boo at my records to see if she pillaged my records. Because we know she pillaged all my jars. I'm not sure whether she actually took some home canned goods in jars. Because, you know. Right? Maybe she did, maybe she didn't. I won't know until I actually go through all the jars, but that's going to take a little while, right? Because it's like a puzzle. You know, a 1,000 puzzle with little teeny weeny pieces that you have to put together. So over time, it will all come together, and after it's all said and done, I'll be able to determine if home canning goods like beef, that kind of stuff, was stolen. And I'll be able to go back into my videos more than likely and price out, if the price isn't even in the description box, how much money I paid for that beef, which would be anywhere between $300 to $400 per canning session. Okay? But I need to get up on that bed where this stuff was to see if she rated me of the corned beef, being that she was gooning over corned beef, challenging me on corned beef. Well, you have so much corned beef. Well, yeah, I do. Did you see my attitude? Well, you have so much corned beef. And crab is so expensive. Yeah, it is. And how would you know I had a lot of corned beef? Oh, well, I seen 2 over there. Yeah, okay, no, I think I know where you seen them. And not only did you see them, but you probably grabbed some of them from there, and you probably threw something else in the box that they're in to hide the fact of robbing me of corned beef. And being that you were up in that corner, that's where you scooped up on the hot chocolate or anything else that maybe you wanted to take. Okay? And that's why I have no problems calling the cops. It's one thing going in and stealing something, I suppose. I mean, it's never right to steal anything. One thing or 100 things. At the rate we're going with this girl, she stole over 100 things. Okay? Do you honestly think that was the only thing that she took? When my containers are half empty or maybe completely gone? Yeah, no. So, you know, it's going to take me a while to figure it out completely, and I'll never truly ever know, because basically my quote-unquote bedroom has been a storage room basically for 14 years because I became a slave to my landlords and their yard. So, I'm not the one that committed the crime here. So it kind of makes you wonder who's posting. Okay, so I've decided the big chore outside of filling up jars and putting them away, the big chore for the day is getting up in that corner I see the box is open. So, seriously, it looks awfully low. Way too low. Which tells me I think she walked off with a whole frickin' box. Oh yeah, people. She had help. I don't see her doing this by herself. And I think the scattering of the jars was to try and confuse me and get me to focus on them. Because here's another box. Okay, we're going in this area. But there's a big, do you see how low that is over there? Now I kind of didn't pack it right to the top, outside of over there a little bit, but I don't know. That right there, I know that one. That one should be, or it's that one that has corned beef in it with that ginger. But don't you see that's a pretty big drop down there, don't you think? Yeah. So that's what we got to do. We need to get up in there just to be double safe, double sure. Okay? And now we're going to look at this. Maybe I should change the light on it. There you go. Because this is another mixed up. Well, I don't know. I haven't really looked at these ones. Let's see what kind of Kinder Surprise we're going to find with this one. It's hard to see, right? For me. Okay. Ground turkey. Wow. Beef, April 16th of 2024. Gaping hole. What do we got? Beef, 16th of 2024. Okay. Same 16th of 2024. What's this one? What is this one? Ground turkey. When? June 7th of 2024. Ground turkey, ground turkey. All right. Okay. What's in this one? It's hard to see. Beef broth. Pork. Pork. Okay. There's a box. We need to see what's in there. Look at this. Tasty Plum 2024. Apple something plum. August of 2024. August, okay. But then all of a sudden we got turkey again. Do you see that? Do you see that? Turkey again. And then we've got apple yellow plum. And then we've got tasty something. And then we've got apple plum. So not adding up. What's in here? Beef, chicken, chicken, chicken. Beef, beef, okay. And then underneath, and then, okay. So I have to look in here. I have to look in these boxes, people. So I am just going to, that's the big chore. I'm very suspicious about this. So basically, I'm now being harassed for not doing something else that's more important than this. So what do we got? I took off that first layer, which was 250 mils, with the beef and the chicken or whatever, not matching up. Anyway, we got pork, ham, April 27th of 2024. Pork pieces, April 27th, okay. Now, it looked like the cover on this was kind of okay. So if you notice, oh my Lord, April 27th, I'm just looking at the dates, April 27th, this looks like it's pretty much a full case that was not April, 27th, that was not pillaged. Okay? Right? Do you see? That's the way my stuff is supposed to be. Not all freaking mixed up. Alright. Hold on. Alrighty-o. So now, I looked in here, and it looks like that was not disturbed. There are jars underneath there. So, like the 1 gallon ones. Okay, so the big chore of the day is to get up in here and just get a feel for what happened in here, if anything. If anything. Now, this has been moved here. I can see this. But the door's been open, so cats may have come in here. Right? So, but I wouldn't put it past this girl to come in here and do something. So we're just going to climb in here and see what's going on. Okay. And remember, once I got downstairs, you see, there really shouldn't be, I don't remember putting canning jars back here because it's kind of far. But maybe I did. Some of this stuff here is just temporary until I can get downstairs and rearrange and then, you know, have a spot for the wheat or whatever is in here. Okay, let's see what we got. Let's turn it around. What is this? Yellow plum. This is fruit. Okay. Yellow plum. Yellow plum. Yellow plum. From what I can tell, it's all yellow plum. Okay. Alright, let's see what this is. I don't put nothing past this girl. Nope. No, I do not. This one says, what does that say? It says halibut. It says halibut on the box. Okay? I don't know what you can see here, if anything, but are we looking at halibut? Because it clearly says halibut on the box. Can you see that? So let's see if there's halibut in there. What's underneath it? A missing jar. I wouldn't do that. I can tell right now. Yeah, there's a missing jar in here. You see what I mean? This girl's fucked up. This is what I want to look at. Okay. Okay, this is Amari's and peanut butter. What's going on in here? Where's the camera? We'll get to that other one in a minute. Okay? See, I want to be able to tell the cops how deep this bitch went in here. So I kind of need to do this. Oh. Okay, that's appears to be the chocolate milk. So that's still there, so that's good. Because that's mainly for Andre, right? But, you know. And then that says turkey gravy. Okay. That's just for backup. When I have them out here. And then as I use them, I'm going to... what I need to do, I know what I'm looking for. I don't know if it's here, people. This girl is pretty freaking shady, man. Okay. So, where's the camera? Okay. Where can we put it? Maybe right here. What do you think? Alright. So, maybe, okay, I know what I'm going to do. Like I said, it's the big chore for the day. So we got a box here that says halibut on it. But is the halibut here? I don't know. Now that one missing jar could be because I didn't put... That's when I did the potatoes. Remember, I dehydrated the potatoes and then I ground it. I boiled them. I mashed them with milk. And then I dehydrated them. And then I put them in jars. I put them in here for now. Right? Like I said, this is kind of like just until I can get downstairs and reorganize down there. Alright, so that's fine. I don't know what's in this one. So, you know, I don't know. 4 jars. They're going through so much, man. Oh. Okay, so let's see if there's halibut in this. Ooh. I don't know. It's so hard to see. Ground chicken. Oh my God. Halibut. Ground turkey. Are you listening to this? Okay. Oh my God. I can't even tell what that one is. I can't read that one. Ground pork. Nothing's matching up. This is one I was doing for Amari. Ground turkey. Nothing's matching up. Ground beef. Nothing's matching up. So she got in here. Okay, that tells you right there that she went this far into it. Because she's a fucking slime ball. And if it wasn't her, it was somebody that was working with her. Because this was a sting. Okay? This was a sting, people. This is what this shit was. Alright? This was planned in advance before she got here. Okay? So this girl hasn't liked me for a long time, and she was just using me to watch her kids for her. Basically. Yeah. Because if you like somebody, you wouldn't do this. And I was too blind to see it. Okay, I don't really want to triple stack it, but I'm going to because that's useless. That needs to be redone. And the halibut is over there. We already went through halibut. I told you I was finding it all over the place. I almost have a full case now. After finding one here, 4 over there, just I don't get it. I don't get it outside of now. I have a lot of this shit. I have it written down, kind of what's in this corner. So I'm sure she found that piece of paper. I don't know where it is right now. And she was probably reading it, and she knew where to look for something. Yeah. And get it. Okay, so let's look here. Oh no, there's more than one jar missing. More than one jar missing. There's 2 jars missing. Two jars. See, it would be very difficult for her to get too deep in here. Now, what is it on? Did she take it out? I wouldn't put it past her. I wouldn't fucking put it past her. No, I wouldn't fucking put it past her. And because she was taking out jars so she could get into the boxes, that's how that halibut box got back there. With no halibut in it. And just a whole bunch of other shit. Okay? So we're going to look at another jar, another box. This is this stuff. So this stuff is here. Do you see? So that makes me feel good. That's my backup. Because once we start cooking more, you know, we're going to need it, right? What's underneath it? Something else. But it's taped up. It feels like it's taped up. And there's those boxes I was looking for before, which will eventually go downstairs. But that's for another day. Right, this is just temporary. And my son didn't want me stressing him out. So I have to make the spot for it first before they go down. And then he'll take it down for me. Okay, so now we need to... So we're missing... There should be an extra jar here, 2. There's 2 missing. And it's just basically the ground potatoes. Now I remember I left a spot for 1 jar, but maybe I left a spot for 2 jars, so we'll just give her the benefit of the doubt on that one. Right. That's the way I left it, because I still have potatoes I have to grind up, which I haven't done yet. So, it's just to get it out of the way and keep it in a cool, dark place. Right. Eventually I would like to try it out, but... Okay, so now I'm going to move the peanut butter. Okay. And then we're going to see if she got into this corned beef. Being that she's stuck on corned beef. Alright. So we got extra peanut butter here. Because it was on sale. And then we've got Amari's prunes. Right. And I got a few on the floor so that when they run out on the floor, I can just come in here and... I guess I'm being foolish for touching this shit. Yeah. I got more important things to do. Tell me about it. Okay. I'm almost there. I gotta get it off. Because I'm not gonna be able to know until I do. I basically know what's in here because I just did this not even 2 months ago. This was less than 2 months. Okay. Cardboard on top. I'm going to take this out for now. And here my landlady wanted me to throw this stuff out. Get rid of everything in the yard. Yeah. So I'm running around out there rescuing those things. And I'm glad I did, because they're coming in pretty freaking handy. I kept them, I was using them in the yard because of all the yard work. Okay, so let's see. Let's see if she got into this box. What's the Kinder surprise here? Where's the flashlight? I see. Where's the flashlight? Here it is. Okay. See, this would have required a little more time. Okay. What do you think? Let's see. Oh no, I don't know. Okay. Yeah, it's not ginger that's here. It's these jalapenos. And they're nice and cool. And I'm really hot. So, if you notice, she found a couple of these. But I probably left a couple in my room just floating around. Now I'm going to have to find that piece of paper because, you know, we're not out of the woods yet. It seems awfully low, don't you think? And I don't think I put canning jars as far back as here because they'd be too hard to get to. So, my suspicious mind says she took something because that's way too low. That's way too low. That's the suspicious mind. Where my critical mind is thinking, well, hold on. Oh, no, wait a minute. We've got the peanut butter and the container there. So, okay, so we're going to put this back. Whether she got in there or not, I don't know. I don't think so. And what it's on is rice and stuff like that, and Mylar bot bags with oxygen absorbers, like I said, which would eventually go downstairs, right? Which would free up more space, but for now, you know, it's just out of the way. Okay, so we're going to put this back, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for that piece of paper where I was trying to write what was in here as a log, so that, you know, 6 months go by and I forget. Then I come in with my suspicious mind. You know, the rat got in here. You know, that kind of thing. Okay, so I probably just left it like this because I didn't want to, you know, it boils down to balancing weight, you know, right? You have to be aware of that. And because it's only, you know, it's sooner or later it's going to end up going downstairs into Auntie Shimei's room because it's colder. Shimei's room is colder. This one heats up in the summertime. You know, it stays really nice in the fall, really nice in the early spring. Obviously, it's really nice in wintertime, right? In terms of very, very cool, right? But when you're in July in a freaking heat wave, I have to run a fan. And even then, it's not enough. I'd like it to be a little cooler, but it's enough to, because it's, you know, where this is, you know, it just, you know, it suffices, but ultimately I'd like to have it downstairs. So I've always planned to have this go downstairs at some point in the future. Just haven't gotten down there yet. And I was going to go down with Rhea, but I'm glad I didn't. Oh yeah. Because that was the one thing my son said. Keep an eye on her, don't let her steal. Oh my God. An emergency or something, phone call, I'd have to leave, she'd be, you know, whatever, right? Or she'd disappear. I'd be in Shimei's room, and she'd say, oh, I'm going to go outside and talk on the phone, when in fact she left Shimei's room and beeline straight to Marcane and Marina's room, or wherever, and poked around through their shit. Well, I'm working in Shimei's room. Yeah, well, I'm glad I never took her down there. It's better me than them. You know what I'm saying? But We never did go downstairs. We came in here instead, and look what happened. As her homie trolls are coming to her rescue. Yeah. Trying to insult me. Okay. At least I got peanut butter. I got plums. I got freaking corned beef. Right? I got potatoes in the event of an emergency. Right? You know what I'm saying? Okay. So that's good. So I probably did leave it like that. Because again, you know, I didn't want to overdo it. Did I put jars on top of it? It's hard to say. Maybe, because, you know, when it's not like cluttered like that, it's easy enough to move out a case of jars, crawl in here and grab it. But clearly she was in here because we had the box with the halibut, which would make sense because it'd be nice and cool in here, right? With nothing matching up with the halibut all pretty much gathered over here because she scattered it around the room. So I wouldn't say this room is necessarily fail-safe. In other words, it hasn't been pillaged, but it hasn't, I don't think, been pillaged a lot. Okay. Or at least not what I can tell at this point. Right. Now there is another box down here, I think. Yeah, there's another box down here, but it feels like it might have grains in it or something. As a matter of fact, there's something written on it. Well, maybe not. What is it? I see it, but I don't know what it is. I don't remember. Now I want to know. Inquiring minds want to know. What is it? I won't be satisfied until I know what the hell it is. Yeah, maybe. Think, Judy. What is it? I don't know. Now, you see, because Mickey caught a rat. Big one. Yeah, maybe that was the one that was trying to chew through the freaking walls, because we haven't heard it since. Like, we haven't heard it for like 4 or 5 days. Wherever it went somewhere else. So with that said, oh my God. And I should go look for that piece of paper before maybe I dig out that box. There's another box underneath this. It's a small box. It's not that big. I don't know. But I have, just in the event of a macaroni, tricolored macaroni in here. In a Mylar bag. Not a good idea. I was kind of not wanting to. Now there's another box here, but it feels kind of full, so, well, maybe not. Okay, so we can move this one. That's the chocolate. Okay. I mean, clearly she had fabric on her mind. What's in this box? Nothing she'd be interested in. Just convenience, 77 cents a can, something to build on, right? Mainly just for Amari, but once I start making my own, you know, that stuff, the gravy mixes, pre and advanced dry gravy mixes, those things will eventually get phased out. Or if I really like them, you know, I'll mix the two together. So yeah, I don't think she got this far into it. I don't think so. But yeah, no, stay focused. Get this macaroni shit out. Oh my God. So this is where you kill 2 birds with 1 stone, because when I put this stuff in here, I didn't have a rodent problem. Not that I have a rodent problem, because I don't, because nothing's been getting into this stuff that we're, you know, looking at here in the room for 14 years. Don't have that problem. But clearly something was chewing in the wall. And, oh my God, the bloody thing is stuck. Why? Why are you stuck? Come on. You're coming out. You're not staying just in case. No. I mean, they can still chew through the boxes, right? But a Mylar bag is very easy, and there's 2 of them. And Andre likes to eat a lot of macaroni anyway, so I just put it there just to get it out of my freaking way, but I can't even get it out, man. Isn't that just freaking lovely? And then there's more jars here. What the hell is this? I'm afraid to look, people. Oh yeah, you don't even know. We should look on top a little bit more too. Beef. Turkey. It's all mixed up. Is that the one that I was... No, this one's got a different cover on it. This is all mixed up again. With a different cover on it. That's why the other one was mixed up. Because she moves this shit, so there could be very well something missing from here. I'm going on memory. And like this thing here is freaking stuck. There's another box there. Like, it's stuck. Look at stupid, man. It's been like pinched somehow. A box was put on it. So why don't I turn off this camera, get this shit out. There we go. Alright. Keep it handy for Andre, since he goes through it like water. Yeah, no, something stuck. It's stuck to something. Why? Oh, this is dumb. Oh my God. Are you watching this shit? There we go. Okay. So, just to not make it easy for rodents, just in case we get in here, we're taking this out. Yeah. And then there's one more in there. It was nice to put that in there. It filled up the hole. Here we go. Come on, bitch. Be kind to me. Oh, stress me out. There we go. Okay. Whew. She was definitely in here mixing up jars. No question about that. She may have taken one jar from the potatoes. Only because I remember leaving one spot available for the one jar that I still had to fill up, but maybe I was thinking of 2. So we'll just scratch that one off the list. And then in terms of what's down there, well, she'd have to really dig fucking deep for this shit. Which, if I can stick my hand in here, okay, basically what it is tuna. And sardines. That's basically what it is. And the gravy. So now I have a hole that I just need to find a box, which I have, which will probably fit very nice in that hole. Okay. So I know what I'm going to put in there. Bitch, I ordered 10 more cans of Sockeye salmon because Walmart has them on sale and hopefully they'll give them to me. I didn't get their great value one because when I ordered them, I didn't get them. So, it was supposed to be delivery today. Walmart's changing their delivery process and I don't like it. When you ordered it, it said it could be delivered today. That's what I would have wanted. Because anything with the great value, I never not even got one freaking order. So, forget that nonsense. And then they had, same thing, sockeye salmon with less salt on sale. So I ordered 10. So that would be almost enough or so to pack a box and put it in there and just bury it away for a while. Not worry about it. And that's assuming that I get it. So I have to look for the piece of paper and just refresh my memory on this shit. But she was definitely in here because the jars got mixed up. So maybe she took something, maybe she didn't. Maybe she tried, but she couldn't. Right? I don't know. Okay. She's a funky girl, okay? Do you see this? This is a box for 1-size gallon jars. Okay? We know this is all mixed up. I want to move this because it's on something down there. More jars. More fucking jars. What she did, I think, because if you look here, she took the jars. Okay? She took the jars, because if you notice, the box was full. Dehydrated peaches, peaches and cream corn, sushi rice. March of 2024. Okay? Peas times 2. But that's not what's in the box. She took out the jars. Okay, these things here that I'm going to show you were not here. They were on the floor. Okay, they were on a box, on a floor, in a different box. And that's why everything's mixed up in here with these canning jars. And what's in here is she obviously took what she wanted because these were in a different box. Okay, these things that I'm showing you were in a different box. But she added what, you know, she had to fill in the space. Okay, do you see what's going on in here? Okay? There should be 1-size gallon jars in here. And they're not. They're gone. Okay? because she took them. It was easy to get to. It's right in front of the bed. Right? And being that these things were on the floor, and because I buy in multiples, do you see what's going on here in terms of... trying to keep that lid back. Me, you know, I'm not an airhead, per se. I would have ran my colors together, sorry. Not have a green one there and a green one over there and one like that, right? Okay. She had it like this because she took what she wanted. Some are missing. I know that for a fact. Okay. Do you see what she did? Okay, I don't do shit like that. I guess you could say I have a bit of OCD, maybe. Right? Obsessive compulsive disorder? Is that what it's called? You know, I like things organized. For the most part. I mean, when you have kids and stuff, it's kind of impossible. But, okay, I'm having a really freaking hard time here and I don't like it. Alright, and then, do you see those ones down there? I may have had one or two of them in there. Those ones with the VH yellow. No, she put those in there because these were in a different box on the floor under this, which is on top of more jars, which is on top of something else. Whereas there was a box on the floor with those inside of them. Okay? Much more organized than that and in more numbers because, you know, I buy in bulk. So, right? What are they? What are they? Let's read. Let's see what they are. Okay. I have to write this shit down, right? Right? I have to write it down. So after this, I'm going to go get a coffee. I'm not going to panic. Right? What is it? Oh, it's just soy sauce. You know, I buy it on sale, right? You know, I stocked up on it, right? And I mean, it's nothing. And I'd keep it color coordinated because, you know, each one is a different kind, right? You know, it's not going to be a modge podge of, you know, one. Okay, so we know that we've got soy sauce in there, but I had other things in there. I should have one of these full of chili sauce and shit. Actually, I haven't seen it. So she took out what she wanted, and because I have these around my room, right, here, whatever, I used to have them over there. Then I brought them out. And she just picked what she wanted. And look, this here is not matching up. Should I just move that? Let's see what's here. You never know what you're gonna fucking find around here. In terms of things being moved around. Yeah. Okay. So, I'm not leaving this here because that's... I would have bought, like, for something like this at Walmart, you can buy 5 at a time, right? So I'd buy 5. I bought a whole whack of these. Some are in boxes, some are not. But she put a whole bunch in here. Okay, so I'm figuring she got into this box. I'm figuring she took out the freaking jars. Because that is a jar box. And I like to keep my jars when I'm not using them or wanting to use them in the box. Now we're going to take this Mod Podge of mixed up bullshit, tweaker shit, because only a tweaker would do something like this. A fucking drug addict, I swear. Yeah, this is the shit that fucking tweakers do. Like, seriously, man. Okay. I'm just going to move this box because I wanted to show you this. We can't really move it because it's broken. Look. That's what I mean. Do you see what's going on here? It's freaking broken. Because she was getting into the boxes. Taking what she wants. Look at this. Okay. I'm sorry. I was going to work in the kitchen today. I did dishes. I told Andre and I'm going to work in here until dark. But I might end up putting in a full day yet. It's hard to say. Okay, so we're going to move these out of the way. Oh my God. Because clearly they're all mixed up. So what do we got? Let's see if I can read quickly. Let you look for yourself. Like, this is stupid. And then she put them on this. Do you see? Or did I do that? Was that the broken box that was over there? I don't know. It all starts to look the same. All I know is nothing is matching up. What am I looking at? Where's my finger? There it is. Tasty what? Plum. I don't know. Turkey. That's nothing. Okay. So what we need to do is get into the box underneath here and see what's going on there. So, how am I going to do that? I'm so proud of my jars holding up with the abuse that they're under, with all this moving around and just stacking on top of each other and just stupid shit. Okay, so what is this? Beef. April 2024. Oh yeah, this is all mixed up too. Turkey. Pork. Yeah, that's all fucking mixed up. That's just pathetic. So why did she mix up everything like this? Outside of to distract me away from what she was stealing. And she might even stole people up by my front door on bookshelves up high. You know, I have containers from sewing, and I feel, well, I know she's stole I know she stole the majority of my vintage jewelry that she could get her hands on over there. And for whatever reason, maybe she panicked, but she dropped those bees, which is, you know, nothing significant, but I'm sure she had a whole lot of good stuff that she wasn't fiddling with, because she was fiddling. I told you, she was guarding the door. And she was playing with those beads in her hand. Those are the ones that go around the neck, right? Yeah. And I guess, I don't know, when I showed up, maybe, who knows, she got panicky. But that guy just came out of nowhere, and as soon as he seen me, oh, yeah, no, I think he was her accomplice. I really do. I think she planned to do this before she even freaking got here. Yeah. I do. I'm going to tell that to the cops, too. She's been working me for a while. A long fucking while. But I guess it's my fault for asking for help. And maybe thinking about moving into a house with her, right? Just to get away from this house and start fresh and, you know, have a proper laundry room and, you know, a nicer kitchen. Not so much for me because, you know, I don't need it, but whoever's cooking, because, you know, the blinder I get, the harder it is for me to cook. And then I was going to take my quote-unquote bedroom. I wouldn't need a bedroom. I would have just turned it right from the get-go as a pantry, where I moved in with the bedroom, but I never got to use a bedroom. I never got to wear my clothes. I never got to sew with my fabric. I never got to wear my earrings, my shoes, none of that shit. Once every 2-3 years when I went to the courthouse, that was it. Other than that, I was just a slave to the yard people and this fucking house. the porch, the leaky porch. Yeah. Okay, we need to know what's in here. There's another jar. I don't know why that jar is there, but it looks like a nice jar. Yeah. Doesn't belong there. Maybe she didn't want this one. Huh. Okay. I don't know what's in it. This is Amari's cranberry juice, or maybe it's plum juice, I don't know. I don't think she could get underneath there. No. I'm still going to be looking under the bed. What is this? Yeah, I would not have put that there. McCain sweet potatoes. Where it was, I would not have put it there. Okay, so I don't know how long this is going to last. I wasn't going to do a video today. I was just going to try and focus. But, you know, I'm doing a video. So this is how I'm going to tackle the problem when it comes to all these things put into boxes as fillers. Not because they belong there, but as things were being taken out, some of this shit was being put in. It's like the jars over there, over here, in that box down there, with that flake freaking whatever that was, turkey. I don't know, was it turkey or ham? From 2022. Right? Like I said, I bought those. I bought a whole whack of them. I was working hard in the yard, doing whatever. If you notice what I'm wearing here, Rhea, were you playing with this when you were guarding my stuff at the door? And you got all panicky when I came by, when your fuck boy came up the stairs and he seen me and, did you cancel the order? Oh, well, yeah, I did. And you gonna take my stuff now? And you panicked, you little bitch, and you left that behind? Yeah, so you confirmed. You robbed me of vintage fucking jewelry. I should put it at $1,000 fucking dollars, bitch. As a matter of fact, I'm going to. Yeah. You took away 50 years from my remaining living children and my grandkids. With your two-faced bullshit self. Anyway, as I find these, I got a box right here. And you know I like to type. Oh, isn't that interesting? It's my favorite box of all boxes. This box fits, it's pretty damn close to fitting what you want in it. You know? That's the one I had the yeast in. That's how much yeast I had. I took it and I put it in a smaller box, and I decided that I'm going to start stacking these boxes out in the freaking hall there again, so that when the cops come, they can come right here where I'm standing, and they can go, wow, what's going on in here? I'll be, well, this is what she rated. You could call it my bedroom, but I never got to use it as a bedroom. But over a period of years, I had started a transition of bringing in food and decided to turn it into a pantry because I get harassed to sell my stuff or to get rid of my stuff, or I get robbed. You know. So it's easier to kick me out. Less stuff, easier to get rid of the bitch. Call in a sheriff, load this up in the fucking truck, yeah, okay. As if I did anything fucking wrong for that to happen. But when you can't afford $5,500 a month for a house that you will never have again, because it's just, you're destined to be homeless. You know. What I'm saying is, if I wouldn't feel like I'm being harassed by my landlord to get rid of my stuff over the years, with that message more prominent now, because the corruption within the housing market is so off the hook that the people that participate in that activity are like Rhea. They can do whatever they want, hurt whoever they want, and not be held to account to it, and get rewards from being that way. My landlady gets me kicked out, whether she uses the city as an excuse. Wow, too many times. Yeah, well, where were you all those years when it was actually your responsibility to help with extreme yard work? And even then, right? Nowhere to be seen. Okay? That's why this room turned into a fucking pantry, and I'm being robbed with things that I never got to touch for 14 fucking years, Rhea. You robbed me of shit that I haven't touched for 14 fucking years. Because of... Okay, I don't want to say it. So, I came to you. I came to this bitch because I'm being forced out of my house. I feel like I'm under attack as my shit outside to the tune of $5,000 is taken away from me, as I'm being told I can't do nothing more in the yard, including having a fucking table in the back. Okay? But I'm still expected to plant seeds for whatever strange reason, as if that's somehow going to make me feel good. And then still pay $2,000 after losing $5,000 of everything. After 14 years of working out there basically by myself, well, my shit sat in this, don't call it a bedroom, in this room, undisturbed, until Rhea showed up with her friend. Because I don't believe that she did this by herself. I believe this was a sting. And the only reason I invited her to help me, to ask her, I didn't invite her, I asked her to help me to find a way to get out of this house, because I'm tired of being in this fucking spider web, eaten alive by people that just want to destroy my life. And I thought I'd offer her an opportunity to try and build on a business, so that maybe she could survive and not end up like me, hanging on a fucking cliff, ready to let go. Because it's not that you're ready, you don't have a choice. And what did she do? It was a sting operation. It was a smash and grab operation. It was a fucking looting session. It was a home invasion without the violence. I hope my landlord is fucking laughing her ass off. Because if it wouldn't have been for them, her and her mean-ass son, and just the whole... Just the way the Punjabis are, in terms of, I'm white fucking trash, my kids are half black white trash, unless of course we can pay, then we become, I guess you can say, semi-important. But anything after that, well, you need to get rid of your stuff, because you're never going to have another house like this. Do yourself a favor. And if you're not going to do yourself a favor, well, fuck, I'll just come in and show you who's boss, and I'll just wipe out the fucking yard and make you pay for it. So chalk it up for $7,000 down the freaking toilet. So yeah, why wouldn't I be scared to live here? So I asked for help, and what did I get? And it's not that I wasn't offering her anything, people. I offered her an escape from her own fucking squalor. She lives in the basement of an old house that's infested with freaking mice. I just found this out like 2 weeks ago, she told me. Because, I've been having my own issues with something chewing in the walls, okay? And she said, well, I got mice.
bad. And it's a 2-bedroom with 15 people up on top to accommodate $2,800 rent. They had to move 15 people upstairs to accommodate $2,800 rent or more, or above, right? Well, she's downstairs with her kids going nuts with fucking mice running around all over the place. And even if she didn't have the mice, because when I asked her if maybe you might want to consider moving into a house with me because my landlord treats me like fucking shit, she running me out of the house. She's always got me fucking with the whip on my back. I know she's calling the city on me. Her son said, we have a case. We got five complaints already because of this yard because of you. You. Yeah, because you guys have been plotting and scheming as a collective, organized religion to overinflate the housing market so you could go for your fucking money grab as you were harvesting organs along the way as people like me and my family fall off to the freaking wayside and die here and die there, disappear, get murdered over there. Just so that you can build your funky fucking buildings that are like leaking, flooding out the neighborhood, killing the trees because of root rot and all that shit. Nobody can afford, so they become ghost buildings. But it doesn't matter, because it's a fucking tax write-off for you anyway. It's just another means to say you have equity to go build yourself another fucking monster home. As you come and you tell your tenants, well, you'll never have another house like this. And just to put the fire under your feet, we're going to get the city with the whip on your fucking back again to keep you outside working like a dog so that we can advertise our place to get more money, whether we kick you out and get more rent or whether we can sell it for more money. Doesn't matter. They're the ones coming out with the money, people, not me. Me, I'm like desperate. Who can I ask to help me? Who? I can't ask my fucking daughter. I can't ask my fucking son. Oh, sure in the hell can't fucking ask Marina. Who's left? Shmei's dead. Sierra's dead. Brooks is doing his own damn thing. Uncle John is gone. I can't ask my landlady to fucking help me because she, I don't know. She wants me out of here. So what? She can roll around in fucking money in her fucking coffin? So her family will love her? Be proud of her that she was a badass old bitch right up to the bitter fucking end? So yeah, I'm like, Rhea, I gotta get out of here. I can't fucking deal with my son because I just he's fucking rampaging out there. He's throwing out everything. He's got no balls. I said, well, he goes, well, you don't want to fight the city. Blah, 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 blah. Just give them what they want. Because I'm like, you need to say no a little bit here, right? Stop throwing out fucking everything. Well, that's what they want. They told me to throw out everything and that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, well, I'm leaving. What's the point? But how the hell can a blind woman get the fuck out of here? On her own? Well, I don't know. I babysit for this woman 2 times fucking month. Each and every time she fucking called me, I never, not once, ever said fucking no to the bitch. Because I know what it's like to be a single mom and just want a little bit of fucking free time. And this is how she paid me. She set me up for a sting. And I was too frightened to deal with my fucking landlord because I don't know how to fucking fight the corruption in my province, people. Or even in my country, for that matter. It's too deep, too corrupt, too consumed with, I don't know. So I took a chance and, well, maybe we could, share a place and, and I have this. I told her what was in this fucking room. I told her that if we got a place, I could help her with the fucking sewing and shit like that. Because we were here, I said up there. That's because I've talked about it on the fucking phone. Because everybody wants me to sell and get rid of everything or just throw it out. I said, I don't want to throw that out. that's been up there for 14 fucking years. Right? Why? For my landlord and her yard? So that she could put the pep under my step and say, well, it's not enough. You need to get rid of the fucking table out there, Judy. And while you're at it, don't forget those 3 planter pots, because when I said everything, that's exactly what I fucking meant, bitch. And she's 84. And she wants to smooth it over with some seeds? Okay. I told you, it's a godless fucking yard. It has no spirit, it's fucking dead. This is the proof. It's the fucking proof. If it wouldn't have been with the pressure to get the fuck out of this fucking house with no place to fucking go, do you honestly think I'd be trying to cut a deal with Rhea where we could maybe coexist and help each other fucking keep it together so that both of us don't end up homeless? So that both of us don't end up homeless. Or I get stuck with an abusive fucking man that wants to call himself my son when he's in a good mood? Well, what the fuck are you when you're in a bad mood? I don't want to stick around and find out, because what I've seen so far, it's not anybody I want to be around. That's not the way you were fucking raised. And how you turned out to be this way, I'll never know. Because it didn't come from me. Well, yes, it did. The apple does fall far, far from the tree. Well, then you must have got it from your fucking father's side in Texas. You know, get the fuck away from me. How the hell am I supposed to escape? And she just fed me everything I wanted to hear. And because I've known her since 2018, I think that was about pretty much the first time when I met the bitch. Tisha brought her around because Shemaine died. And then it was, Marcane threw out her stuff, and then she got fucking a windfall of a bunch of free shit. Okay, right? And then the girls wanted to go out and go party. Fine. So if I'm not babysitting for Tisha, I was babysitting for fucking Rhea. And then it just became 2 times a month. It was a given. Well, can you babysit? Because I gotta go to an African fashion show, and blah, 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 blah. I gotta go have a date with a fucking African man, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, okay, no problem, no problem. As I'm asking her to consider maybe moving in with me so I could leave this house gracefully or before I fucking die. Because I'm either gonna leave gracefully and get out safe, or I'm gonna fucking die in here. And the way people are, and the way they've been treating me, makes me think that they want me fucking dead, because then they can come in and even take more from me. Because I'll be gone. And nothing will stop them. But nothing stops them anyway, so what difference does it fucking make? This was a sting. Okay, so I got this box. Oh yeah, it's gonna fit 3 perfect in a row. I just gotta find one more. Here's one right here. They're all over the fucking place because she was just taking what she wanted. Yeah. That's why I love this pamper box for diaper wipes. I can almost guarantee you, by the time I'm done cleaning up after this fucking bitch, you know, even if he got a little, you know, like this. Anyway, you'll see. And then once this is full, I'm taking it to the hall. So when the cops come, because I have to put, I think my chili sauce is gone, a whole box of fucking chili sauce. She picked and rifled through. She stole 2 fucking jars of raisins with the box, I think. I think the box of raisins, she had 2 jars here. I know I had more than 2 jars. They're not downstairs. Not those ones. So when the cops come, they can come into my, don't call it a bedroom. I haven't used it as a bedroom since the minute I fucking moved in. I'm just gonna, and then I'm gonna put them in the hall. A few things. So when they come in, they can stand right here, and it will be somewhat organized. I'll explain to them what she did, how she did it, to what extent that she did it. And if they question what I'm saying, they can take the time to watch my fucking videos as I did it. To prove that I'm not lying! Because this is not a fucking joke. So there you go. I want to say Mrs. Gill, but she ain't listening. She doesn't listen. She's on a whole different fucking level there. But you can write off $4,000 worth of shit gone. Tack it onto my bill with the whatever happened in the yard, $5,000 of my belongings, nonprofit, tools, wood, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's all fucking gone. Okay? And then another $2,000 to pay to throw my stuff out and make it a free-for-all for anybody that wanted it. Unless, of course, they took it and then sold it. Which I'm sure some people did. Because not everything was fucking garbage. Right? Okay? You know what I'm saying? And now you can tack on another $4,000. So what's that? 5, 7, another 4 is $11,000 in shit I've lost. Whether actual money itself or an item and counting since January 12th, when the city of Surrey showed up and said that my son, who was already working outside, wasn't working hard enough. So they had to put the whip on his fucking back. They had to put the fucking whip on his fucking back. Work him like a you-know-what. Right? Work him like a you-know-what. Uh-huh. You know, one of those things. Right? Right? In extreme weather, under extreme conditions, doing extreme hard labor in the middle of winter, where 2 of those weeks nothing could move because it was covered in a foot worth of snow. And then, after everything melted and the rains came, and they finally came to pick up their bin, even though my landlord told me it was only going to be there for 3 days, but instead, it ended up being there for fucking weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. And when she first told me, yeah, we'll get this bin because they don't charge us to bring it and deliver it, they just charge us for the weight. But after they rolled off with it, the tune changed, and all of a sudden, I'm being charged for the amount of time that it sat out there, even though it was fucking snow for 2 weeks, and you couldn't do a damn thing, right? And then when they weighed it, it was full of water because it had rained, and I guess the thing doesn't drain. And because some of that stuff came from the shed, which was non-profit, and it got pillaged, the rain filled up in the bags. And that's what I'm paying for, people. And now I get wiped out for at least 4,000, at least, and counting. More, my landlady should be happy. It's getting that much closer to kick my ass out. Just get rid of a bit more shit, and then it will be easy. In terms of bringing in the bin. Yeah. Well, we got people like Rhea plotting and scheming a sting. This is worse than a this is worse than a scam. This is a sting operation. Yeah, these things are like all over. I had them. They're in boxes that it shouldn't even be in. Because she took out shit. She probably got, why don't we say $2,000 worth of food, bitch? $1,000 for sure, easy peasy. Real fucking easy. This isn't your local corner store. You even took some fucking kipper snacks or something from here. I've been looking at this shit. Do you see this? This doesn't belong up there. Fuck no. Fuck no, that belongs down here, but you were rooting around in fucking there too. You were rooting around in every fucking thing that you could put your dirty fingers into. I'll show you. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about here. I don't know if you can see that. I'm gonna take these ones. Tell me I ain't fucking lying here, bitch. You think I didn't notice this, bitch? But that's okay, guess what I did? I went off and bought more fucking kipper snacks. I just have to put them away. Yeah. Where's that fucking shit? You thought by putting this up there, I wouldn't fucking notice? Huh? You thought by putting up there, I wouldn't fucking notice? Yeah, okay. Look how nice and flush this sits. Look at that. You can't get any fucking flusher than that. And they took something from here, too. They wiped me out. That's okay, because you watch and see what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna fill it all the way up to the top. I know you like sardines with black beans, because the ones that I had out that were not packed in boxes, so far I haven't seen them. That means you took them all. You freaking took them all. And all I have to do is, they're like $3 a can, $3.50, I don't remember. All I have to do is go on Walmart, Google it, get a box. I got some kicking, just count them up, add them up. It would be like $80, another $100 down the drain. One less thing, though, to end up in the fucking bin. For what it's worth. Being that I'll never have another house like this. So keep it easy. Get rid of it all. The sooner the better. The better not for you, but the better for me. Because then I can get even more richer. Well, that's okay. I will stick with this. I don't mind. Okay? That's what Leia May inherits because of Rhea. So as long as I love it, that's all that matters. And that's assuming Tisha wakes up and smells the coffee. Okay, so I'm having a really hard time focusing here. Like, who wouldn't? Now, this stuff here, like, again, I had a whole bunch of chili sauce for sweet rolls and that, or spring rolls and that kind of stuff. Honestly, I haven't seen it. It should be in this vicinity, either here or over there. So we're not done yet because I gotta take off this thing. Okay, and there's other, like, I'm gonna have to go back in there, people. I know you can't see very well, neither can I. But this shit, I don't think so. First of all, right, nothing's adding up. I like to keep my stuff together. Right, you know that. So, I don't know. Right now, this is the way I'm tackling this problem because when I opened up that box, there was that gaping hole because they put some of those in something over there. Okay, I'm already getting confused with this shit, but I think that was the point, right? So that I wouldn't be able to bring in a dollar amount in terms of what was stolen. Okay, I know exactly where this shit came from.
All right, she was sitting there standing by the door. She was playing with the shit. What were you trying to do? Fucking do your little fucking devil worshipping shit with just, or like what? Little, maybe, what is that called? Voodoo, right? Well, how old are you? Where are you in your life? Do you think I'm honestly worried about that? I don't think so. I'm only around to tell the story. This is your story, Rhea. Right? You're the one that's got that cross to bear, not me. Okay? That's not my cross to bear. What you got put on your back, if you think life is hard now, wait till it starts catching up to you. It will catch up to you. Yeah. Okay, so there you go. Jar popped. Why are we not surprised? That's what's going to end up happening here. I'm going to have to come in every month checking fucking jars. I got another one over here that popped. Yeah. But that's to be expected. Right? So, now, I don't know. I don't know if I want to keep these here. Let me see if I can go this way and close the lid. Right now, what I'm doing is I'm just bringing things together, putting a few boxes in the hall before I decide what I'm going to do with them, in terms of fill them up with what belongs with each other, and then just have them in the hall, right? Until I can, you know, get get this more figured out. Yeah. Let me see if this folds down. Okay, so I'm gonna use the boxes. Here we go. I'm gonna use the boxes that do you know how my legs are? This is too funny. Normally you stand like this. My legs are like that, with some jars between them. Okay, so we're going to take these ones. I'm not going to worry about matching them up as to what type of sauce they are, because I don't have time for that. Right? Because we'll never know how many we're taking, because you know they took some too, right? But they definitely went for the chili sauce. Oh yeah, I haven't seen that yet. And I bought a lot of that shit, because I wanted that. But of course it's not here now, right? But, you know... okay, so we got that. So we're just packing up boxes. If I can take out a box, because I can always take these boxes downstairs if I want. Right? Maybe after this my son will be more understanding to me. And he'll say, yeah, you're right, Mom. It needs to go downstairs. Especially if Andre's cooking, because you know he was going to cook this week, but he's not going to, because I have to work in here. So he's going to have to maybe do it next week. But it's easier if it's downstairs, right? And then he just goes, picks what he wants. He's gonna have to, okay, I'm making a mistake here. He's gonna have to, cook something, like from a cookbook. So to get him started, and I'm finding these all over the place too. And of course they would have been in their own container, or box or whatever, but no, they just, I don't know. I figured to get them started, I thought I'd have them, make chocolate chip cookies! He'd like that. That's for dessert. So he's got to make one batch of chocolate chip cookies, but he's got to read from a cookbook. So he has to get a cookbook. And because it's chocolate chip cookies, he'll be motivated to go look for a cookbook. Because he's not allowed to make them unless he looks for a cookbook, finds a recipe for them, and then he's got to go and kind of gather up everything, right? To take it downstairs to cook it. So as he's cooking his meal, he can also make dessert with, you know, chocolate chip cookies. What's that? Well, if they can spare some, I wouldn't mind some, okay? Don't forget about Amari. Yeah. This was full of those bottles where this shit was down here on the floor. And they're not there anymore because they took what they wanted. And it looks like they took all the chili sauce too. If you notice, I'm saying they now, right? They. This was, she had help, people. One was grabbing, one was carrying. Both were scattering and giggling and laughing. Yeah. Planning their next thing. Yeah. I couldn't understand why she was so hostile in terms of getting haughty. She wasn't hostile, but it was like I had to defend myself to have the right to have the corned beef, and the fact that I could, you know, as a grand finale, just buy a little extra maybe on the crab, just for the comfort food, to get my family through for the next 5-10 years, however long that crab would last, because it's not something you'd eat all the time anyway, right? Just as a you know, if things get real bad with war and okay, so I don't technically want that box there. Now there is jars underneath here, and honestly, and you see this is what's taking time, because honestly, before I bury this box with jars and everything, I need to get underneath the bed, because there's jars in there. I felt them with the fabric over top. And just do a double take. See if they got underneath there. Yeah. See if they got underneath there. Even if it's just for peace of mind. Not that I have any peace of mind here. Okay, so now that I put all those in the box, I have to take them back out. And then I got to crunch down. And I got another box here that I need to take out so I can pull out the fur. And I got to wipe things while I'm down there. Since I'm down there, I might as well. Right? And Andre wet me the rag, which is right here. So I can just give a quick wipe for the dust and everything that accumulates over time, grit and whatever. It blows in from those big ass trucks outside. Now I almost want to take this box out. What's in this box? Oh yeah, it's that stuff. This stuff I should have out handy, which I don't see anywhere. Absolutely nowhere. Oh, wait a minute. No, they're right here. But I don't like them there. I'm going to have to move them because they're facing north, but I get the sun coming in through the window and it's going to heat up. So, okay. Well, so I have them, and then I have extra after it runs out. Maybe 4 cans missing, maybe not. It's not like something that people like to eat per se. But it wasn't that I bought it for that reason, as I did for the calories and for the nutrients in the event of, because you just never know. Anyway, I'm going to change those because I don't want them heating up. And what it is they're wrapped up in a parchment paper of some kind. Where, see this box I can take out right now and put it in the hall. Cops will say, oh, why you got all these boxes in the hall? Well, that's what food preppers do before they put things away. In this case, I had to bring everything out as I was reorganizing what was pillaged through. Right? And I had to put it there, so, you know, and then I'll figure out what I'm going to do. Right? It's easy enough for me to take some of this stuff downstairs
and put it in forget Tisha's room. In Andre's business room. It's easy enough for me to put some of them down there temporarily, right, until I get into Shmei's room and reorganize it with this kind of stuff. So this one will probably go downstairs. Okay, because what we're going to do is we're worming our way. Okay, this is our turn. You got to get up underneath there. You see, there's Amari's prunes, right? I have, but when I run out, I can. What is it? Samosa? That's nice. Can you just put a... No, I don't want it in the oven. Just put it on top of the stove with it. I washed the frying pan lid. Yeah, okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to get underneath there and look around. And, yeah. But I have to move this first. This was filled with... Because the box is quite high. Well, you know what, though? What does it say? VH sauces. Oh, well, maybe not. Spring rolls. Something else there I wrote. But some had been taken out because they went and put them in there if they weren't putting them over there. Anyway, okay. So I'm taking those out because I'm getting underneath. It all has to be reorganized anyway. Right. Okay. All right. As I'm feeling, I'm feeling. But I need to know. And once I know, then I can put it back, and then I'm going to get into these jars. Because these jars are like a monkey on my back right now. This was done with malicious intent. Oh yeah. Big fucking time. Big time. Okay, I don't want to weight that down. No. It's because jars are popping now, right? They can only handle being clanged around so much, you know? Mm-hmm. Okay, I could put them there, maybe. What's in that? What is that? I'll be back. Hold on. Okay, so as you can see, but you know, I don't know, that seems awfully pushed back. Normally, I can only get one row in, not two. This has been pushed back. Okay, this has been pushed back. I'm not stupid. Where's that rag? Normally I can only get one row of Amari's juice or the prunes, and I like it on the floor to keep it nice and warm. I mean cool, right? See? Normally, right? That's all I can get, but for whatever reason these things are pretty pushed back. That's what I mean. Did they somehow get underneath the bed? Because, you know, they could have moved shit, taken a stick and pushed and pulled, right? You know, two people working together. I don't know. I mean, obviously my mind is working on overdrive, right? Trying to understand the logistics of what they did. So what we're going to do, I don't know if you can see that, but we're going to pull it out. Okay.
This has definitely been pushed back. Oh, yeah. Fucking definitely, man. Let's see. First, we'll take out this. Let's see if everything is matching up. What do you think? Is the box broken? That's a telltale sign, right? And of course, the camera's going to blink out on us, but whatever. What is this? I can't see. Sometimes if I look through the screen, I can read better. What does that say? I can't read it. It's getting dark. Pre-something bacon. The lids are nice and clean. Pre-cut bacon. March 26th of 2023. I asked my son to make some shelves downstairs for this stuff. In Shimei's room. It hasn't happened yet. Specific, sizes, right? For something like this, these are 250 mils. They don't require a lot of space. Pre-cut. So, okay. So this seems to be in its original nothing's been moved around from what I can tell. And they're nice and clean because I had them covered. That's the way my jars should be throughout my whole room. But they're not. But this is what I get instead. Do you see this? Do you see this? Look at this shit. And that's all mixed up. Okay, so what we want to do though is breathe. Take out this. I'm curious to know why that's so far pushed back. Yeah, I'll pop more jars. Well, I guess in that situation you win some and you lose some. Right? Yeah, this is way too funky. That box is way too far back. Maybe I don't know. See, I don't trust the process here. And the peaches and the cream and all that, I don't know. I think that shit's not there. I don't know. I need to write down. The stuff that is missing. Well, maybe I need to, like in terms of when the cops come, I can say, you see this box? This is what happened. Like, I need a different color. There you go. I'll look for a different color piece of paper. And I'll write down what I found in the box. Because this is important, because if this is the new fad in terms of how people get robbed these days. Right? Oh my God. Well, whatever's in there is taped up, but it's not moving, but it's too freaking far back. Way too far back. Which makes me suspicious. Yeah. But you'd have to be a contortionist to get in here. Yeah. But then if you come in this way, oops, from the back, what I mean. If you wanted to come in and steal something, you take it from the fucking back. See? Do you see what I'm doing here? I couldn't get it from the front, but I could get it from the back. Now, when she said, "You have a lot of corned beef," and I said, "How would you know?" How would she know? They took off something, and they either read it you know how to notice it. Do you notice how I keep saying they? I don't believe she did this by herself. I just don't. It's too extreme. I'll just put that there for now, because I want to see how deep. Have you seen how easy it was? My DJ equipment, some of it is underneath here. I'm trying to feel around for my containers. Like my bins. Well, I'm going to have to get creative here. I'm halfway through, so I might as well just carry on. Give it my best shot. Okay, I have to think about this one. Okay, so here's another Kinder surprise. I can't get underneath there, that's another day. But I did pull out the other on this side. And I'm curious to see if things are matching up. To which it does not look like it is. Which tells me they were underneath here. Okay? Somehow, some way, they got fucking underneath here. Because there was more than one that did this. That's why, people. Look at this. October 1st of 2020. Pork. Meatballs. Carrots. October 1st of 2020. Pork, okay, so October 1st, okay. October 21st. Beef. No salt. Corned beef. I can almost guarantee you I'm going to find them over there. Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Seems to be all October. Let me just double check. No, we've got chili, December, we've got potatoes. Like it's not adding up. October 1st of 2020. 2020. Corned beef, 2014. Beef, no salt, October 21st, 2023. Pork, meatball, carrots, October 1st of 2020. This is stupid. October 1st of 2020. The potatoes, September 20th of 2020. Chili, December 4th of 2020. Roast beef, October 1st. Yeah, October 1st. Roast beef. So, that's why I feel like something's missing underneath the bed, because it never went that far before. But how, I mean, it'd be very difficult to accomplish that task. But if you were determined, I suppose you could find a way. Unless this is just random stuff, but I'd have, if I could match up some of this stuff with this shit being scattered around here, what do you think? Yeah. What is this? I don't trust anything around here right now. Like, seriously, this is making me ill. But I have to do this. I have something here that I don't even think it's right either. I don't. That just didn't magically appear. And I had stuff like this in all that vintage jewelry that sat in this room for 14 years, undisturbed. And then all of a sudden it's up by my front door where Rio was standing, guarding that stuff. Okay, so we need to get that other box out. Like, this is getting really stupid. Really stupid. Because what's in the bottom of that box? In other words, there's jars and something underneath it, which I'm very questionable about. Okay, so another thing that I'm thinking in terms of this scattering of this shit, you know, I got this, I'm sitting here with this box and I don't know what to do with it, right? Outside of maybe start emptying it. So that I can do something else. Easy to move the jars out of the way. After the fact, maybe. Right? If you wanted to get, and again, that stick, that little pull stick, she had it here. So if you could get this far into the game, this camera's going to blink out. You seen how easy it was for me to bring out that big ass freaking thing of corned beef, to which I'll have Andre take it downstairs to my son. And my son can guard it because he likes corned beef. He'll be like, Mom gave me that big box of corned beef. And Andre will be like, yeah. So let's just imagine this monkey on my back, in my lap, is in the way of me bending down with that stick, with that little, to pull out what's way in the back. Being that I already looked in there because she's been in there, right? I showed you how easy it was to go from the back and push it out, right? I mean, if I was a thief, that's what I would do. But it's not like I can pile any more jars here, right? Because, you know, I might bury myself in them. So before I do that, I just willy-nilly take them out of the freaking box. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a box I want to get to, and I can't get to it because this box is in my way. Now, the box is not in my way. So I can just go like that over there. And then I can just move these mother bitches over here so I can worm that shit out because I want to see what's in that other box. You know what I'm saying? Not that I can do it, but I'm going to try. I'm just making a mess. Now I'm mixing up jars. Compromising them. And maybe that didn't work. Oh my Lord. Nothing's working here. I'm not a thief. I have to think like a thief. Right? I mean, it was an idea, but it didn't work. No. But if somebody was standing there and I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. All I know is nothing's adding up in here like everywhere else in this room. And I know for a fact that there's something's happened back there because that box, I could push it too far before. I only could get one row of, pretty much one row of the juice. And I like to keep them there because it was dark and cool. All right, so let me think. Okay, so these were untouched. This is all October 30th of 2024. Some is beef and some is chicken, right? Okay, chicken, 300 grams. This is when I was making for Amari. I was weighing it out. So technically this is Amari's, right? So I really should be leaving this out, okay? Where I want to put it though, I just kind of want to put it under the bed because it's in its, you know, it's together, you know, right? Like, where can I put this? It's together, right? In terms of, I don't have to look around for it and make it a full case. What I'm trying to do is determine what's missing. And if I was a thief, I mean, I'd go to places where I would think people would want to hide things, and under beds is usually one of them. And being that she went up and she got up there and was moving around, I mean, to pass, right? Because, right? And then she could see underneath through the, because it's a metal bed, it's got, right? She had a stick here. I showed you how she could do up there with that little stick. Well, just as much, and plus, if you go on inside and you push, you can push it out, right? Like I just did. Or you could sit down like I was and get just the initial stuff out and then pull out as much as you can. You pull it out and all you do is hand it to somebody and then they fuck off. And they come back and they get more. Okay? Because this wasn't touched, but I do feel like she was under the bed. Because, well, she was, because there's a fucking mixed up case in there. I took everything out. Like, I don't get this. Like, none of it makes any sense. So now, since we got that done, whatever. Okay, so I'm going to finish this video with her stealing my fur. Being that I was in this corner, I did a double take on it. And yeah, she was stealing fur too, and animal hide. Okay, do you see what I'm doing here? Okay, if I was to pack that away, that's the way I would pack it. Just like that. But it would be with its group in terms of what kind of sauce it is, right? But right now, that's not what I'm doing. I'm just gathering them up as I'm finding them in places they're not supposed to be. Okay? Right? And then I'll end up taking this box. I'm getting tired. I'm going to call it a night. I didn't accomplish very much today because it's just too whacked in here right now. Right? So these ones, right, I'm going to just stack them in the hall for now. So that, because it's going to take a while to sort out these freaking, what do you call those things? Jars. I made a big mess with these jars. It's going to take a long time to figure this one out. But, so those are going out. And then I'll figure out later what I'm going to do with them. Whether I bring them back in or whether I take some of them downstairs remains to be seen. So in the meantime, where's that flashlight? This is how I'm going to end it. So I'm putting it right now at about $4,000 in total. What this bitch stole. And I'm sure she had somebody in here helping her. Whether the person was moving things around, grabbing things that she was pulling out, I do believe they got underneath there a little bit. How far deep, I'll never know until I pull out this stuff in here, which all this other stuff would have to be done first. All these jars, none of this shit's matching up. None. Absolutely none. And the peas that are in this box that were supposed to be, whatever was supposed to be in this box, it's not there. Or wait a minute, was it this box or was it a different box? Dehydrated peas, peaches. Did I change it on top? Because it's got that other stuff in there. I'm finishing up this video. I just want to see. Did I add something on top? No. Whoa. That's what I mean. Just being tossed around. Fucking trashy bitch. You're a trashy bitch, Rhea. Real fucking trashy bitch. You run around, you think you're so fucking classy. There's nothing classy about you, bitch. Nothing fucking classy about you. Washed up wannabe dancer. That's what you are. A fucking washed up wannabe dancer. Yeah. Only dancers like shit like this. Yeah. Only dancers like shit like this, Rhea. You little washed up wannabe fucking dancer. Okay, let's talk about the fur that she stole. I didn't realize it because, you know, again, I don't see very well. But look, she unzipped it. She fucking unzipped it. Okay? Look, it's open. It's freaking open. I didn't realize it was open when I looked at it. But I thought, oh, I'll look at it one more time just to be sure. And not only did she do that, we're going to look at it because I didn't look at it. I thought I'd wait till I get the camera. And that's how I'm going to finish this video. And that's why I'm going to put it up to $4,000 here because it's bullshit. Now I had animal hide. You see? Look how floppy this is. You see how fucking floppy? Look at this. It's because she stole a whole bunch of people. I was just in my room, like not even a month and a half ago, at the tail end. I've been saying it for a while now. I was at the tail end of not having to do this anymore. Alright, didn't need to really buy anything. Right, it was pretty much organized, you know, except for the miscellaneous shit on the floor. I knew that at some point, whatever was in here, I'd say a good half of it anyway, would end up going downstairs after I got downstairs. So in other words, if Rhea would have came and been a decent person and we would have done what we would have done downstairs, I would have gave her a bunch of food, but obviously not enough to her liking because she's a fucking glutton. Okay? Plus she gets off on stealing. It makes her feel like she's in control of her rotten, stinking life. Right? And has one up on people. Okay? But after that, I would have been all done downstairs. That's when I would have pre-planned a spot for some of this stuff. Because it doesn't need to be up here, right? I only put it in here temporarily because it was by my back door for a freaking year because of the nonsense that was going on downstairs with them, my son and his wife. So I just don't go down there, really. But I need to, and I was going to. But I don't know how that's going to work now because it's going to take me a while to get down there. Either or, oh, my back is killing me. Either or, I did plan on going downstairs with this stuff. So it will happen. It's just, what I gotta do now is I gotta stop stressing about these jars. I've done basically what I needed to do to get a general dollar amount. Now I did find the chili sauce, so the chili sauce is there, right? But where the hell did those raisins come from? From what box? And if that's the case, probably 2 more jars went missing. I believe she walked off with a whole box. And too many boxes are freaking busted up with the canning jars from her yanking and, or whoever her partner in crime was, yanking and pulling. Yeah. Yeah. So this one is still here. She left me that one. Wanted to make little moccasins and stuff like that, right? Or whatever. She left me this one. I had a really long, big one. I don't think it's up there. I don't think this is not it. This is a small one. Yeah, this is a small one. I have one twice the size of this. I didn't see it up there. I'll look. We're gonna look now. So she stole this stuff. If you know anything about this stuff, this is very expensive. Alright, she goes for the expensive shit, right? For the most part. Or I guess maybe vintage. She's a professional. She's a professional thief. She's not working alone. No, she's not fucking working alone. Somebody's helping her with this shit. It happened too smooth. Okay? What kind of random thief is gonna go off and... Where did those beads go? I already tossed them off to the side here. Where did they go? Where did they go? Beads, where are you? Where did I put you? Where did you go? Oh, here you are. Do you honestly think a random thief would be interested in these? Or maybe a washed up fucking dancer that's got psychological issues beyond a disability and is clearly a psychopath. Yeah. And you know what they say about psychopaths. They're dangerous. And you can never trust them. Yeah. So I'll make sure the cops see this stuff. This is why it's so expensive. Yeah. And it still might continue to go up. Because I'm going to talk to the cops, see what they have to say. And then I'll just tell them, give me another couple of more weeks. I'm sure I'll find something else in here that's gone. We'll just add it to the list. Yeah. And if this is the new scam, it's not, she's been scamming me since 2018. No, it's a sting. It's different. This is a sting. So this is just a small cow's hide. I think she took the big one. which would be extremely expensive. And there's something else in here. Let's see what else. Because if you look at the bag, that's how big that cowhide was. But it's gone, and I'll show that to the cops. Oh yeah. Definitely going to show that to the cops. And here's the other small one. So she took the big one. So they're what, 400 bucks? 500 bucks? Is that it? I think so. Yeah. If I was to go price it out, 500 bucks depending on the hide. So I'm going to put it at 500 bucks, Rhea. You stole a $500 fucking cowhide. Yeah. The cowhide has more pride than you do, that's for sure, though. It's got more class than you do. Yeah. Is that how you fly to Mexico? Is that how you fly to California or wherever you go? Is that how you fly to Jamaica? Go to people's houses and rip them off when they're not looking? That must be how you can afford these things. Right? Because most single mothers on welfare can't afford that kind of shit, but you seem to know how to get away with it with your fake ass fucking hair. I mean, how much money do you spend on your hair? Okay, so what else we got up here? Just an old beat up freaking rabbit jacket. So if you wanted to make moccasins or something, you know, with the boots, you could put that around there. But yeah, no, look at this, people. She stole fur. Where's the camera? Here it is. She stole my animal hide. It's not up here. I didn't realize it. She picked through this. But you got no class, Rhea, so. Yeah. Let's see. I didn't realize you did this. Oh, wait, maybe not. Maybe it's still here. It could be here. Something was in that big ass bag, though. What was in that big ass long bag? Because that's not the way I would pack it. Hell no. Something was in it. Maybe I had two of them. I don't know. But what's going on in this corner isn't freaking adding up either. This is where I gotta be. See, I had this at the bottom of the bunk, way far in the back. That's how it ended up here. I didn't put this in the bedroom because it's cooler in here, and fur likes to be cold, right? Maybe she didn't steal this. Maybe she didn't realize what it was. Like I said, I'm not about trying to falsely accuse people of something here. What is this? What is this? Maybe this is it. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know what the hell this is. We'll find out in a second. Oh, this one's different. This is a different kind of fur. I had cow's hide. This is not cowhide. This is something else. Right? This is, I don't know what animal it is, but it's not cow, that's for sure. Okay? Boy, I'm just making a bigger mess in this one. But that's okay, because right now I've made the decision that as it is, I'm not going to worry too much about the jars, because that's going to take... How long does it take you to put a 1,000 piece puzzle together when the puzzle pieces are really small? It takes a little while to do. So I can't get all bent out of shape with it. I'm just going to have to take it in stride. Right? So she didn't steal this one. But I still don't see the cowhide, the big one. Those are old fur jackets, just whatever. Then we've got another rabbit. Okay. That's just for sewing or whatever. Although some of them you can still wear if you wanted to, depending on if it's ripped. Well, you see, this one's ripped. So in that situation, you would only use it for costumes or lining a moccasin or something, right? That's why I keep it. This is sheepskin. This kind of stuff you use for lining and or whatever, you know, just to keep you warm. If the hydro ever went out, these would be very good to keep you warm. Right? What else is in here? Those are, yeah, there's nothing. Just fur jackets. Okay, let's see what's here. Now this might be it. Like I said, I'm not trying to falsely accuse anybody of anything here. So, actually, you know what? Maybe she didn't steal it. I think I found it. It was underneath all that. Maybe she was digging around. I used to have these in the back of the bed when I had fabric on it. Yeah, this is cow. You can see. Where am I? Okay. Right, you can see how big that is. And we're just going to double check. I feel so sorry for my jars. I have a feeling a lot of my jars are going to pop. I'm pretty sure this is what this is. Yeah. Oh, wait. What is this? Grand finale. Mrs. Gill. Get rid of your stuff! How many times do I have to tell you? I don't know, Mrs. Gill. I don't know how many times you have to tell me. I don't even know why you think you have to tell me that. But, whatever. Okay, this is not the cow skin that I'm thinking of. This is something else. This isn't really even cow skin. This isn't really even cow fur. So yeah, no, she took my cow, because cow is different, right? Right, it's a different kind of fur. Where is that fur? Where did I put it? Here it is. This is cow. I had a really long one, like this one. This one's long. Let's just see. Where's this? Just another jacket. Ripping. You can hear it. But for crafts or doing on moccasins, this is probably a mink or something. This is not. That is not rabbit. Okay, that's a different kind of fur. That's not rabbit. I don't think, I'm not a fur expert. I don't know if they tell you what kind of fur it is. It was made in Edmonton. No. I bought it at, this one, at Tally's, which was a thrift store, but clearly I bought it for spare parts. It's just when I moved into this house, because I bought this before I moved into this house, my life just came to a screeching halt, people. So you stole my cow skin. That's what you did. Yeah. You stole this, the big one. So I'm going to put that at $400. This is different. This is like, this is not cow. This is a different animal. I don't know if you can see that fur. Cows don't have fur like that. No. So now that I kind of pulled that away from there, I don't know. I suppose I could put it up on top of the bed. Oh, be careful what you say. People will catch a wind of it and they'll find a way to get back in and steal that too. You know? Where's that cow? This is cow. Different. Completely different. Their fur is flat. That's why that white bag was so floppy. Because she left the little ones, but she took the big one. So what? 400? I should phone the place where I bought it from and quote it out. It's either 400 or 500 bucks. Yeah, depending on it, right? Depending on the quality, I suppose, or maybe the color or whatever. So we're going to put it at 500 bucks. Yeah, you stealing cowhide. Yeah, the big one. Yeah, not the baby cowhide, but the big ones. Okay. And you also took more fabric in here. I didn't notice it, but I'm noticing it now because when I packed these bolts, they were tight. When I first initially noticed that you did something, you can see the big ass gaping freaking hole in here. I can stick my hands in here. Right, look at this. Do you see? I would have had it tight, flush to keep this just right, like that, okay? Same thing in here, look at this. That's enough to hold a bolt of fabric, okay? So she stole a couple of bolts from here, somehow, some way, as well as up on top, because she likes to sew, and she likes little bangles and junk jewelry and all that because she likes to decorate her costumes. Yeah. So that's why those beads were so interesting to her. Right? This is what she was holding by the door. Must have had it in her pocket. And then she got nervous because I showed up. Or maybe she left it as a sign to remind me that, ha, look what I did. I stole your stuff, Judy. Yeah, I will show the cop. Leave it right there. Yep. I hope they charge your ass. I do. Okay, so I'm going to put this first, and then everything else after the fact. It's like 10:30 at night. Going all day. I did not really accomplish very much. Outside of... She was digging, okay? She got under the bed, how far she got under the bed, what she was doing under the bed, well, looking for things, because if you're looking to steal things from people, what do people do? They hide shit under their bed, right? Oftentimes they think it's safe underneath there, but I suppose for a thief, that's one of the first places, well, if it's easy to get to, they would definitely look under the bed. Not for me, it wouldn't be easy. No, not so much. Right? So she could very well have been under the bed. I kind of walked you through it, right? I mean, like, it's difficult to get under the bed. There's not a lot of room in there. But if she had help, well, I suppose they could spend a few minutes trying to get under the bed. I don't know. It ain't nothing that I'm going to be sweating about anytime soon, outside of. I will sort out the jars that are under the bed. I thought they were in their categories, but they weren't, but I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't know, people. I'm going to put the bill at about 400 bucks. Yeah, because she definitely got into my jewelry at some point. Like I said, this box. Where's this box? I think I brought this box in here. Where's this box? I don't know where the box is. I don't want to go looking for the box right now. It's about, where is the camera? It's about that high, maybe.
Medium?
Huh?
It's like a medium?
Yeah, it's in its beige color. It's just kind of like, it's over there. It's right there. But I got no room for it here right now. Anyway, it's half empty. It's more than half empty. That thing was full. Really, actually, you should give it to me. It's over there. I'm pretty sure that's it. And then in terms of my...
It's over there.
Over there on the floor. And then there's my jewelry box there too.
Huh? This?
No, behind you. No. It's half empty. And give me my little jewelry box.
That's not even wood. What do you mean? What's even in there?
Well, I don't know. It's half empty. Do you see this?
I'm gonna hold it.
It's just, I don't know. It's half empty. And you know what? I can't even see this crap anymore. Can I get that other box? I can't. It all blurs together. All I see is the odd shadow every now and then. The reflection of things.
Oh, rings.
Yeah. This is the box I was talking about. Okay, so it wasn't as dark, but I know, I'm just saying. It wasn't as big or as dark, right? But it's the same kind of style, like long and thin, right? And this is it right here. So whether she got into it or not, there's really not much in there, and there never really was.
A lot of cool rings. What kind of coin is this? What kind of coin is this?
That is probably an American dollar. What does it say on it? It's an American dollar, maybe 50 cents. I don't think that's 50 cents.
$1.
Okay, so what's the year on it?
1969.
1969.
What was this? A tune? Oh yeah, that's.
There's not much in here.
That's a tuning.
Maybe I thought there was more in here. I thought there was the silver dollar in here.
And what's this?
So maybe she did take something, because there's really not that much in here. What is that? I can't see it.
It's a tooth.
A tooth?
Yeah, here.
It's an animal tooth. Or no, I think that's a claw.
For what?
A bear? Maybe a bear claw. That's probably a bear claw. Whoops, sorry.
Where'd you get?
That's a bear claw. I think I have two of them there. Yeah, here's another one. Where's my hand? Oh my lord. There we go. There's a little bear claw.
Got a necklace in there.
This one is, I think this one's a 50 cent. I don't think that's a quarter. I think that's a 50 cent. That's an American one. Right? Completely different than a quarter. A little bigger than a quarter. What does this one say? I can't see it. I don't see my biker rings. That's $1? No, that's not $1.
Yeah, it is. This is $1.
This one's $1. That's $1. This is $1.
$1.
Well, what's this one? There's really nothing in here. It's like
$1.
they're both $1.
Yeah. Not looking dollars, but okay. I guess that's.
What's the year on that one? What's the year on the other one? I don't see my biker rings in here, people.
1979.
So one is 1969. The other one is 1979. Can you hold this for a minute? I don't see how they both can be $1 when one is bigger and one is smaller. This I would think would be a 50 cent one, and this, you sure it doesn't say a half $1?
No, it says the smaller one says $1. The bigger one just says $1.
Which one's 1969?
The big one.
The big one is 1969. So, how much silver you think is in that?
This is a nice ring.
Yeah, I think, honestly, I think a couple of these rings are gone. My biker rings. Unless I've got them somewhere else, which could very well be true.
Did you show them the ones down the opposite side right there?
What's that?
Did you show them these ones?
So I had more coins than that. But I don't know. What year is that? That's probably all silver. It's a silver dime.
10 cents.
Yeah, these are silver dimes. They got more silver in them. What's the year?
1968.
1968. What's this one?
Probably
You could be holding $1 million coin for all you know.
This
This is when you want to be a coin collector.
Where's the date? Right here. 1967.
1967 and 1969. 8. And then a little mouse. Oh, why are we not surprised?
Mouser?
Yeah, mouse here.
I missed that kid.
Do you see the little mouse?
Yeah, it shows it. Did you show them this?
What
These
is
rings?
It wasn't much, right? But I don't see my biker rings. There's no light. It's terrible in here. I have terrible lighting in here. It must be somewhere else. Now, did she get into my cubby? You
It's
know,
in this one.
she's just junk, but it's half empty. So I'm suspicious about it. Right? Now I got other rings somewhere else. Gold that were my mother's. And some silver bars. And a couple of silver coins. Not too much, just whatever. The rings
Oh,
were mine or my
there's
mother's.
still a little bit more jewelry.
Huh?
There's some more. Oh, wait, yeah.
Well, be careful. It might be gold. I don't know. I don't think so.
It is a gold color.
Yeah, well, I don't know. You'd have to test it out. Anyway. Nothing fancy. So, maybe it's all there, maybe it's not. I don't know. This is where that turquoise thing from that other box. Where's that other box? You want to hold this for a minute? Where did I put it? I already moved it. Where did it go? It's brown. Where did I put it? How the heck did I lose it? There's no place to lose it to. Oh, it's right here. This one here. This thing. I'm pretty sure was in that box. See? Does it fit in there?
Here, let me see.
Same thing.
Yeah, it fits.
Yeah, it fits, exactly, because that's where it was. That thing is half empty. That's what she likes to do. She likes to just dig around in things and
And make you question yourself.
make you question yourself. Here, yeah, here. Just put those back for me. All of them over there. Okay? I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I'm going to put them in the other bedroom eventually, not right now, because I've got a big mound of clothes in there that I'm going to have to do something about.
Wash Mars dish, right?
Yes, you wash Mari's dish. And then I have to still get into...
Yes, I did feed him, okay?
Yeah, can I get some more water, please? I still have to get into the playroom, being that I had her look in there because I thought the next time she'd come over, right, we could get in there and move things around so that I could maybe try and make some space by clearing out the closet and then putting like, the things that are hanging in the closet I'm so hoping some of my costumes are in there. Otherwise, they got stolen too over the years. And, you know, put some of the miscellaneous craft or whatever, that sausage making machine I was going to put in the closet. So I could maybe make some room for that hanging rack. That second hanging rack that I bought. Not a lot of room in that bedroom though. Can I get some water, please?
Sure.
But, so that, you know, I can start hanging up clothes to sell and stuff, right? You know, just do something. Gotta do something here. I don't know what to do. Gotta do something, no? But she was in there, so being that she running around doing what she's doing, maybe she went back in there and took some stuff. I wouldn't doubt it. Okay, when you get the mail, Andre, you have to make sure that I get the mail.
You got the mail.
Well, I got it now, yeah, but if you put it over there, I can't see it. Okay, next time, mail, listen. If mail, Andre,
I'm listening.
we'll put it on my computer desk, on my computer keyboard or something.
No, that's where I always put it.
No, it was over here. You
Oh,
got,
that one. Yeah, you told me to put that though.
yeah, you gotta let me see it because
Yeah, you told me to put that on your table though.
no, I don't want it on the table. Don't ever put it on the table. I can't see these things. Okay, it's too hard. Okay. I don't even pay attention to it anymore. When you start going blind, you just stop paying attention to certain things because it's too difficult to you know, process it in your brain because you can't see it, right? So it's got to go on my keyboard by my computer here. Then I'll see it. Otherwise, if you put it over there, it just blends in with everything and I don't notice it. I come across mail a month and a half later and I'm like, holy crumb, like why did it's been sitting there for a month and a half. Could be something very important and I wouldn't get it. So anyway, I was in my room. Okay, I'm finishing this video. Obviously I had a little tantrum today, screaming on about this and screaming on about that because, like, you know, like it's just stupid, right? And then she did get into that for, I'm going to end it on this. She did get into, not only did I think she was trying to get in underneath the bed. How far, you know, I don't know. I just got that feel for it. And, you know, there was another Mod Podge of jars down there. There's another box with jars on it that, you know, maybe it'd be in the same state. I don't know. I don't think so, but like from me, like I would never do that, right? I would try and put full cases of something all in one group, scanned on the same day kind of thing. And this, what happened with these jars, like, it's just, it's wonkers. So, you know, because I was in that corner for the most part all day, I was looking off and on at the fur pile, right? And I guess with the different lighting, I noticed that it had been, like, the thing was unzipped and, you know, rifled through, right? So I went through it on the video, and it turns out, as from what I can tell, that maybe she stole something else. Maybe she didn't. She probably did. I don't see her just taking one thing and being satisfied with it. She probably took more than one thing. But she definitely took my large cowhide, that was rolled up in that plastic bag that was all floppy, and all it had was the two little ones. She took the big one. So I'm going to put that at $500, Rhea. You stole a $500 cowhide. Yeah. And another sheepskin or something like that, because I'm sure I had more than one sheepskin. So I'm going to put $600 on fur that you stole, that I could probably push it to 8 if I wanted to. Yeah. So we'll just round it off at 6 for now. For now, unless I have a light bulb moment and I remember, right? Because I'm pretty sure I had more sheepskin than just the one that I had there, because, you know, I wanted to make moccasins for the kids and stuff. But I'm always so busy. And then, like, when I moved into this house, I had just lost my life. Like, and now you can see what's happening with it. Right? Everybody thinks it's a freaking free-for-all. Yeah. Doesn't matter who it is, really, for whatever stupid reason, you know? Or they just don't want it, like Tisha. Everything you own is just junk. Except for maybe the clothes she wanted, but I guess she forfeited on those now. Her friendship with Rhea is more important than what Rhea did to me. Isn't that interesting? Yeah. So you got a friend, you got a loyal friend in Tisha. Rhea, don't be stealing from her. She won't be as nice as me, that's for sure. Yeah. No, I don't think so. So anyway, I just wanted to mention that she did steal, I'm going to put it at $600 at for animal hide, whether it's sheep or cow or whatever. And maybe she even stole a fur coat. And if she ended up going into the playroom because she's that cocky and thought she could just do a quick smash and grab in there, I'm going to find out about it, because when I go in there, we're going to just do a quick boo. And if it looks like it's been rifled through, then yeah, like the $4,000 is going to go up. And that's not including the damage to my jars and perhaps missing canning goods with beef. I'm noticing I have a lot of, but then I haven't gotten through the whole thing yet. But, you know, leader size jars. I mean, I don't have a lot, but I have a few of them in there. But I haven't come across too many of them, so I'm one, and a lot of the boxes are empty. With the one size liter jars, I have the boxes, but I don't have the jars. Where did the jars go? She carried them in a different box with handles, because I had them in the hall, because when I'm doing this stuff, I have different sized boxes for different, just right. And because I was so close to almost being done in terms of having the majority of it where I wanted it, covered nice and or whatever, you know, I still wasn't quite done. So I had some boxes in the hall that had handles. So maybe she ran off with my 1 liter size canning jars that had like chicken in it and turkey and that kind of stuff, because at this point I don't see too much of that. I see 500 ml, a pint size, and down 250 or half a pint, but I don't see too many 1 size liter jars. And if you're going for the money, the bang for your buck, you'd probably want the bigger jars. So that's probably what she did. She probably took those too. So I don't know, $4,000. Yeah. So now all I need to do is kind of write it down. From what I can tell, I did find the black beans and sardines that I was looking for. I only had 2 spots, the one in the box and one where I can eat with the kids. Somehow I've got to try and sneak it in, right? Mari's not so picky as Andre that would be picky with that. I'd blend it in with vegetable with the Mari and he'd love it. I'm sure he'd like it, right? Where Andre would just pick at it, so. But either or. I did find those, so I'll scratch those off the list. So all I'm going to do now is I'm not going to worry about sorting out the jars so much as I have been. I tried to do it today, but I just couldn't focus on it. Instead, I was more looking for how deep she got into things. Obviously, I went to the back of the bed again. You know, did a double check on a few things. The chili sauce is there, so I guess she didn't get into that box. And the boxes that she did, you know, it was that, what is that called? Switch and bait. You know, switching bait, right? She was switching things up just to make it look like, but no, she was stealing shit in some boxes. And then put the bait back in so that you'd get, you know, you'd be gullible and think that that's where it belonged. In fact, it doesn't. And I would just box up things that are being a nuisance right now in terms of those sauces and stuff. And whether I try and put them back in my room or whether I just leave them wherever I put them and then try and get downstairs and get on with that. But I'm so tired. You know, that's what I'm going to do. And just make it so that, just make a path. Cock can look around if he wants. I'll tell him the situation. And he'll document the theft of with an approximate value of $4,000, not including the damage to my jars or any missing food in my jars. Give or take. A penny here or a penny there. I can't accuse her of stealing my biker rings, although I'm pretty sure I had my biker rings in that box and I didn't see no biker rings in there. So where are my biker rings? I'd like to know. And we also don't know where else she got into. We just don't know because I haven't finished that 1/3 of the room yet. I haven't even had a chance to look. Although I do think she ran off with 6 jars of black wild rice. I have 6, but I know I bought more than just 6 jars full. There's only going to be one place where I can look, and if it's not there, then that empty box with those 6 1.8 liter jars being missing, well, I'm going to dub them black wild rice, which is another $400. Yeah. If I find them where I think they should be, then fine. We won't include it. But if they're not there, then that means she took them. And I can't. I'm going to put $150 on my maple syrup and maple sugar. I can't forget that either. Yeah, I better write that down. Maple sugar, because I keep forgetting to mention maple sugar. So tomorrow is working on the list, putting a dollar value to it, not worrying about sorting out jars as versus maybe placing them where eventually I can sort them out, because it's just too confusing. She just made a nightmare out of it. And just clear off the floor a bit. I'm going to fill up my 4 1-gallon jars tomorrow with amaranth, and I've got some of the peas, so I'll do some of the peas. Then I'm going to move those sprouting peas into my room along with those jars. And then I'm just going to start working on making it so if they're coming to the house, they can at least get in there and I can point. I can show them the beads, explain that she was a stripper. She likes to sew, you know, outfits, whether for African weddings with all the bells and whistles and my fabric that they don't understand why there's breaking out in hives, and they're going to go back and demand their money back because there's something wrong with the fabric. Well, I wonder why. It was taken with ill will. It speaks for itself. Yeah. Okay, fir. So maple, sugar, and syrup. She took both. And fir. If she got underneath my bed, well, I'd have to get underneath there, and it's kind of complicated. But when you're a pro, like she had that little stick, right? I could take out the jars. That wasn't a problem. I took out the box. That wasn't a problem. I suppose if I moved a few things on the bunk, I could have pushed everything out that way. Just like I pushed the box so I could get it. Yeah. So it's possible. It's possible that she got underneath there and took something. For all I know, maybe she took all my DJ equipment. I wouldn't put it past her. But that's not something I can get to anytime soon, so I can't worry about it. I really can't worry about any of this, what I should be thinking about. As if it would happen. Maybe what I should be thinking about after I get this shit all put away and everything, making moccasins. Yeah, I think maybe that's what I might do. I have everything you need. I bought all the tools for it and everything. I bought the rivets and just everything. Well, not everything, but a good portion of what you need to do leather work. I'm just always busy and tired these days. And it doesn't help when this shit happens, because it just makes me more busy and more tired. But I had to go through it fast, people, because we needed to know so that I can call the cops. If it would have been one or two things, well, obviously, like I said, it doesn't matter how much you steal. It's the fact that you steal. It never makes it right, and it sure in the hell doesn't make people feel good. But when you're stealing to the degree that she stole, $4,000 and counting, I mean, and in a very short period of time. But I do believe that guy that came to the door was helping her. I think he was going in and out as she was passing it to him, or someone like him. I don't believe she was going in and out as she was stealing it. I think she was giving it to somebody to bring it out for her. And that's why they got so much stuff, because there was two of them in there. Which is creepy. That's just some creepy shit. So it's just as well that it's not my quote-unquote personal bedroom. It's just my bedroom, but it's not a room that I use as a bedroom. It's always been more like a storage room. And now it's just going into a pantry more and more. Like this jewelry, I don't know. Maybe when I move everything away, I can take a little extra time and I can move the chair from this door that opens up, and maybe she got in there too, for all we know. Stole shit in there. But I can take that one box anyway and lock it up. Because honestly, I have no place else to put it, because I've evicted myself from my bedroom a long time ago. A long time ago, I evicted myself. Yeah. So I don't know where to put those kind of things outside of back in the bedroom. For what it's worth, when you start to go blind and you can't even see what you're looking at, and you know it's beautiful, but you really can't see it. You can see just barely enough. I don't want to say you quickly lose interest, but you know, as hard as you want to see it, you just can't. So it's not that you give up, you just move on. So there is no real emotional tie to a lot of this stuff. Because it's amazing when you see things, how it feeds into your emotions. It's like going to the grocery store and buying an apple. If you presented an apple that was completely organic, that fell from the tree, where a little worm got inside of it and had a little home, and maybe there was imperfection in terms of it wasn't perfectly shaped apple, but it was a little, right? Where a little worm got in there and made a home, but the apple was organic compared to a irradiated apple from the grocery store with a whole bunch of wax on it with very little flavor. But because it's more pleasing to the eye, it makes you know, your emotions kick in. The idea of it's more pleasurable to eat a more perfect apple than it is to eat a organic apple, because of the, you know, you don't choose the organic one because it has imperfections, right? It's got the little worm, you know, it's not completely fully uniformed. It might have a small bruise or maybe a nick, right? You don't want to eat it because it's not perfect compared to what you see compared to what you see in a grocery store. Yeah. When you get to my stage, like I'm looking in that jewelry box or whatever, it all looked the same to me. One big pile of, I don't know. So it just kind of makes you see life differently, right? In terms of priorities. And even then you don't know what your priorities should be because you're incapable of doing things like you used to. So $4,000, that's what I'm thinking. We'll say, instead of between 2 and 3, we'll say between 3 and 4, and quite possibly 4,500. That's quite the little side gig, don't you think? Yeah, that's a really interesting side gig for that kind of money or payout in goods. Yeah.